could have shaped heartaches. Come to find you pouring some lovely morning. It's too late. She's a silver lining, low rage riding through an open space. In my mind, when she's not right there beside me, I go crazy with tears. All I wanna be and satisfaction feels like a distant memory. And I can't help myself alright. Why ever says are you mine? Are you mine? Are you mine? Are you mine?
Hey, how you doing, buddy? Been wondering about you. Let me fix this right quick. I got something I want to ask you. Something I heard. I'm gonna make sure it's true. Gotta get all this set up. Trying to play my little somewhat of a theme song I have. Arctic Monkeys, Are You Mine? Hey, Mark Taylor. There's the good guy. Whoa. Went over too far with that. Okay. Let's see. Give me just a second, Bane. Okay, there's that. Bring that up. Perfect. How's the camera look, Bane? Thanks, man. We got upgraded. We got a better camera now to match our microphone. We're coming along a little bit slowly but surely. We're coming along. But I heard, I don't know if this is true. I want to find out if this is true because I've never met anybody that's had something this cool happen to them. And if it is true, I'm going to brag about it on my Facebook page. So I'm just going to ask you, did you happen to get followed back by the guitarist from Gorillaz? Awesome! How about you, big man? How awesome is that? And the bass player? Dude, you rock. I don't know anybody that's got that. Way to go, Bane. Congratulations, dude. I know you'd love him, man. That's awesome. Congratulations. That is awesome. Yeah, Mark, what about that, buddy? His favorite band, they followed him back on is it Twitter or Instagram, Bane? I can't remember. Hey, David. Instagram. Awesome. Y'all get to share pictures and everything. That's so much better than Twitter. That is awesome. I know I'm yelling, but I'm just so happy for you. That is great. The Luthier's coming on at 9, guys. He'll be here about 8:30, 15 till 10. And so he's going to start at 9, and he's going to be able to stay a couple hours with us. And so we'll be able to ask him all kinds of questions. Hey, Poison. I was just congratulating Bane on his big Instagram follows there. Hope you're doing good, sweetie. What do you say, rhythm guitar? How you doing, buddy? But yeah, your son's becoming famous there, Poison. I'm proud of him. Yes, it's going to be a good one. Yeah, tonight's show is going to be a great guy. He goes to church every Sunday, builds guitars, works 6 days a week, AT&T. He's going to be a great guest for tonight. Down to earth guy, believes in God, believes in prayer. Just a great guy, and he builds guitars. So what else could we ask for? It's just a great night. I got a new camera. Hope y'all noticed. If you didn't, we got a new camera. I hope it looks better in here. Y'all can see the guitars better. Tell what color they are now without just looking like a big blur. I can put my hand up in front of the camera and don't go all berserk and everything. So yeah, it's I don't know. Things are coming along pretty good for the old Humbucker show. I'm surprised. Just to think, 6 months ago, 10 years ago, started out a YouTube channel. In February, it'd be 10 years. And done stupid stuff. And then I got interested in something I love. And then look at now. You can't beat it. Makes me happy as a pig and you know what. Just rolling around in it because I love doing this. I love talking to our local musicians. I love having them on the air. I love having people in the chat. I love that Bang got followed by his heroes. That's so awesome. I'll tell you what, Bang, when I had my Instagram going, I had 1,200 followers. And it was just me posting cars and stuff like that. But I got followed by Jamie Beswick. And I don't know if you know who Jamie Beswick is. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, LeAnn, that was LeAnn's idea of getting that off. She's afraid Trey was going to run into it. So we got it off the ground, and then we got all that up right there. And I can actually take the camera now and go over there and do that. But Jamie Beswick followed me because of the cars, my car I posted and my tattoos and everything. We kind of hit it off with that. And then after that, Chip Foose followed me. And then I had Gene Winfield before he died. And then, man, I had a bunch of them that was following me on there. And I quit doing it. I lost interest in it. But it was all car related, you know, because where I was building cars. But thanks, boys. And that means a lot coming from you. It's nowhere near your alls. This is just a home, just our den. But we're trying to get there. But yeah, you can go. I can actually go over here a little bit and see that doorway right through there. That's LeAnn's sewing room. That's where she makes all the guitars and everything. And so that's that. And then there's the Fender, and there's the other Marshall, and then on top is all the practice amps. And then over here is all the practice amps, and then behind that's all the practice amps. And then we got this little Fender behind me, and then got the Ibanez, and then I got another Fender down here in the floor that I haven't put over there yet because I haven't got room for it. So anyway, trying to get this kind of fixed to where that's where you'll all be seeing it all night is with him sitting right here with me. So trying to get to look somewhat decent. But yeah. Jamie's coming on the show next Friday night. He called me yesterday, told me he's writing a song for through this week just for next Friday night. That he's going to write the whole song, do everything about it, have the whole song written, the guitar, all that acoustic, everything written for me Friday night. So it's on telling what it'll be, and I can't wait to hear it. It's going to be great, I'm sure. But he will be on Friday night. And then Saturday night, hopefully Saturday night, we got a pretty big interview. We're going to see how it plays out and everything else. And so we'll do that. But we're just trying to move along. I've actually got a planner now that I have to keep my dates in because where I've messed up my dates so much from where my memory's so messed up. I can't remember my dates of the interviews that I've got, so I have to write them down now, which I probably shouldn't have been doing the whole time. Anybody probably has a memory like that, but I know I do. I do bad. Getting my voice back somewhat. Sounds a whole lot better than it did last night. LeAnn told me to eat some marshmallows. I ate some marshmallows, and I couldn't handle the honey. There's just no way I can handle drinking straight honey. So I stayed away from the honey and didn't talk much last night. Tried to rest my throat all day today. Didn't talk much today. So it's somewhat better. At least you can understand me. I don't sound like I'm going through puberty for the second or third time or the first time. Got everything cleaned up in here. Everything's ready for his signature. We get all the guests to sign the table when they come. So we got a place cleared out for him to sign the table when he gets here, and we'll get that done first. Let's see. And then voice cracks. Yeah, my voice is cracking bad. Yeah. Yeah, I actually lost my voice like 4 days ago, and no, it's probably longer than that. It's probably, let's see, today's Friday. I think it was Saturday or last Friday. Oh, Saturday or last Friday that wait just a second. I'll be right back. But yeah, it was. I think it was last Friday that I might have lost my voice. But yeah, it was. I just woke up one morning and no, I take it back. It was Saturday. No, it's Sunday because we had the game Saturday, and I thought, well, maybe it's because that I yelled at the game and everything else, but we lost, so it wasn't the game. I think it's been from about 4 months of 7 days a week talking and me not giving no break to it. My voice is not used to that. I used to sing and take voice lessons when I was younger, and I used to be able to control my voice pretty good because I could do the Metallica and do the yells like that when I was younger, and could hang the notes with them, and I kind of quit doing that, and so I lost really just I lost the strength of my vocal cords is what had happened, and so now with this show, us doing it 7 days a week, the strength is coming back in my vocal cords, but it'll take a while. Now, if I go like this to where I'm putting strength and the way I used to do to get the notes like that, it don't do that bad. But the just the regular talking kind of bothers me up a little bit, but which it's not bad. It'll be perfect enough for the interview tonight. I'm actually trying, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I know this is not very popular to do on air, but I'm very self-conscious about my fingernails, and they're just the least little bit long, and so I'm cutting them before he gets up here. I don't know, it sounds stupid, but I just self-conscious about that stuff. I'm just talking to myself. Yes, thank you, David. I actually have. I've lost about close to 60 now. Keep on losing it. LeAnn's got me eating right. I've not been drinking as many Mountain Dews. Been getting out, walking more, doing more stuff around here. This show is really got me fired up more than anything. Is to feel better about myself. I was in a dump for a long time, man. I was bedridden and everything. I mean, and this show is kind of gave me a new lease on life. And so, when somebody kind of talks about my viewers that I have in here, and it makes me mad because we're all in the same boat together. There's none of us in here that's in perfect health and perfect shape. And I think that's what a lot of YouTube viewers is a lot of people that's not in perfect health and perfect shape. And for you to come in here and bash them and want to throw off on them, then that kind of shows me what type of person you are right there. So, I don't care. I care. I just don't want nobody to mess with the people that's in my chat room. I don't put up with it. I don't tolerate it. And I'm going to do something else too. Is I like the way we had it before. Is knowing who Freen and Foe was, and there's Big Dan Hall, and so I think I'm gonna go through and give all the wrenches back to the ones that come in here all the time. Yeah, I do too. I wish there was such a thing of that. I need my McDude on that. It's working for me. I've lost 60 pounds. It's amazing. Every time I go to the doctor, I've lost 10 to 12 pounds more.
Hey, Daddy, do you have any charger?
Look at how good
You look so good.
Toe.
You look so good. Can you come here and show everybody? Look at this little boy.
He's got nice pants on, or shorts. Got his shoes and socks on. He never dresses up.
Yeah,
he's got deodorant.
Hey, Daddy, I need to tell you something. Do you have any charger?
Why do you need my charger?
His iPad's dead. I told him we'd have to wait until you get charged.
Let me see where it's at. It's 81. You can have it for a little while.
Here, we'll just leave it over there. Don't bother with it.
Well, no, you can take it wherever. This is on 81. But yeah, thanks, Mark. That's nice of you. Poison Ivy said, "Hey, handsome." Mark Taylor said, "You's looking sharp, little guy." Bane Rock said, "Awesome." But yeah, we're gonna we got hacked and somebody took the wrenches away. Somebody hacked us and took wrenches away, and it was crazy. It's just crazy, and so I don't know. I just don't. Hey, BB, how you doing, buddy? Hey, BB says hello, Trey. Looking good, little man. Hi. See, everybody likes you, buddy. Yeah, he got dressed up for tonight's show. Let's see, it's 8:24, so we won't be long. We'll have Mr. Carter here. And don't forget, he's Aaron Carter, not from the Backstreet Boys, but Aaron Carter. And, of course, I'm going to aggravate him about that. He's a good Christian guy. I've never met him before face-to-face. This will be the first time of me meeting him along with you all. Every time I talk to him, he's just so nice. And the work that I've seen that he's done is unreal. I've got a bunch of pictures put up with we got a bunch of pictures put up with his workshop and all that. And so all that will be coming back in. The wrenches and all that will be sorted out tonight. After we go off air, we'll do everything what we need to do. And so that'll all be done. There's just so much stuff that you all wouldn't believe. Yeah, Mark Taylor, he does not, but he is on Facebook. It's Carter Custom Luthiery. I'm going to ask him about a website when he gets here, and if not, we're getting ready to do a website, me and LeAnn is, for Humbucker Lover. And what we might do is we've kind of got this figured out, is that if we do the website for Humbucker Lover, we're going to get local people that's involved in with it to go in and split the cost with us on Humbucker Lover. And so that way it'll show, what in the world is that? That's a bear. There's a bear in here. Look at that bear. I didn't know there's a bear in here. Mom, there's a bear. Oh, okay, it's Trey. It's Trey.
I was just joking.
Oh, I swear I thought that was a bear. I was like, who let a bear in here with a hat on?
It was Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah, I can't believe it. You scared me to death. Man. But anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. Trey scared me so bad with the bear coming in here. I forgot what I was saying. It wasn't important anyway. It probably was, but I don't know. Yep, little Freddy Fazbear. Yep, that's the way he's going. He's tickled to death. He's not taking it off. Hey, Paul, how you doing, buddy? You're just in time. About 10, 15 minutes, we'll have Carter here, Aaron Carter. So, yeah, pulls now. He says, Freddie, there he is again, guys. Oh, my gosh, look at this guy. Crazy. Oh, gosh. How you doing, Paul? Yes, this bear loves honey for breakfast, don't you? Yeah. Scaring me like that. I swear, you and your mom both ought to be taken out somewhere. You and your mama both need to be taken out somewhere. Okay, I'm going to have to listen to this. I haven't listened to it all day. I've been a good boy. I haven't played it. I know people get tired of me playing this. This is one of my favorite songs. This is the good deal about you having your own show. You can play songs like this. So it's not going to be loud, but it is going to be played in the background. Doing good, getting ready to go into work. That's a bummer. I wish you could meet Aaron. He's going to be talking a lot about Luthiery tonight, so that'll be good. We tried to get him a comfortable chair for today, but nobody had one, so we have to travel an hour and a half away to get anything at all that's worth a flying flip. Everything else around here, we have no major department stores. The only thing we have is Walmart, and Walmart run everything else out. So we don't have anything else up here that you can get something like that. That's him. Hello?
Hey, bud.
Hey, man, you doing?
On my way to you, bro. I just want to make sure I was going to get to the right place.
Okay. Where are you at?
I'm coming past the Font Middle School.
Okay. Keep on coming past the Font Middle School and you pass the post office up. Keep on going up through there. And you know where that crest of that hill is right there? By the school zone?
Yeah, I'm coming from the school right now.
Okay. Keep on coming up through there, and once you get to the crest hill, turn your signal light on to the right, and we're the last house on the right. It's got a rusty old mailbox in the front yard with a big with the big bush right beside it.
Okay.
And then past the hospital.
No, we're not past the hospital, buddy. That's my son. He's trying to give you wrong directions, I think.
I see that white mailbox.
Yeah, white mailbox.
I'm pulling up in here.
Okay, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what. If you walk around the corner of the house, I'll turn on the light for you, and just come in that door. LeAnn will meet you at the door. Okay? I'm already on air, and I'll hit mute, and we'll talk for a minute, and then we'll come on air. Okay? Okay, sounds good, buddy. See. He's here. Who was that you was talking to? Who's Melissa? What she want? Huh? Oh, he did? Yeah. Turn on this light. Me and that door. Okay, did I hit mute or are we still good? Nope, no mute. Okay. I'm going to hit mute just for a minute, guys. Introduce myself to him. Tell them a little bit about the show, then we'll be right back on. So just give me we will play Gorillas later. No, not a problem, Bang. Give me just 1 second, buddy.
Water, Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, apple juice.
I'm good right now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Coffee.
No, I appreciate you.
Do you like coffee?
I don't drink it.
I don't either. Okay, good. Do you like Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Okay, I like Mountain Dew. Let's see. Let's get everybody introduced to everybody. Yeah, if you don't care. This is Aaron Carter from Carter Custom Luthiery. How long have you been doing Luthiery? Let's just get into that.
Oh man, probably unofficially since I was in high school.
Really?
And I used to make parts casters and work on my friends' guitars and do setups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I went to a Luthiery school called Roberto Venn. It's out in Phoenix, Arizona. It's at the time it was the only accredited Luthiery school in the United States. I mean, I went out there in 2005, and it's a 6-month course, and you go 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day for 6 months, and that's all you do. You eat, sleep, breathe, guitar, build, and repair. And it was a heck of an experience. I had a great time doing it. But then I left out of school and come back home. I had some apprenticeship offers and stuff like that, but I turned it all down because I was married and we wanted to come back home. And, we didn't want to move away from Campbell County. All our family's here.
Right.
And so, that's been kind of the thing, just kind of struggling since then to try and make it happen. And I just kind of do it on the side, and I'd love to go full-time with it, but
You think eventually you will go full time with it?
I hope so.
I mean, it seems like to me that you've come a long way from what I've seen.
It's one of those things where I took a break for a little while because finances were tight.
Right.
Stuff like you kind of start and stop with things.
Right.
Recently, we finally got settled. We finally got our housing situation settled, and we're kind of at the place we feel like we're going to be forever.
Really.
And I've kind of, really kind of got back into it pretty heavy.
So you've got a devoted room now that you work on?
Got a shop and got all my tools, set up finally again. We were kind of in disarray for a while we were moving.
Right.
I couldn't really do any work.
Right.
Doing good now, though.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So you do all kinds of repairs. I've seen the neck that you repaired on Jimmy's.
Oh, the Telecaster?
The Telecaster. That was horrific. I mean, that was a bad break. And then he says it plays just like a dream. He said it's just unreal.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a cool Telecaster, though. I've not seen one like it because it's got push pulls to split the humbuckers.
Yeah.
Had Seymour Duncans in it instead of Telly pickup. It was like a Les Paul. It looked like a Telly.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was actually all mahogany. You don't see a lot of Tellys.
No.
Mahogany.
No. Heck yeah. So what else? I mean, what else do you get into? I mean, as far as do you build your own design of guitar now? I mean, have you built your own design guitar or?
Yeah, I mean, I've played around with some stuff. I haven't actually built a ton of guitars, just like I said, because we've kind of been in and out of it and getting shop space. And if you build one, you have to invest in it.
Right.
You got to buy all the parts. You got to buy all the wood, stuff like that. So it's one of those things that I play around with, and then I'll do more repairs than anything because that's what most people want.
And what more repairs do you do than anything?
Just simple stuff most of the time. Like
really?
People that want setups, like they got a little bit of fret buzz going on, high frets, or they just want to play a little different, or electric guitars. People like to change pickups out, stuff.
Yes.
Don't feel comfortable soldering, that kind of thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, from head to toe, if it's on a guitar, I'll fix it.
Well, I don't feel comfortable soldering my own guitars. I bet you. I mean, for some reason, I've been good at soldering all my life. I've installed chorus drills, done home wiring for entertainment systems.
Yeah.
But man, I come to put those pickups in, and my soldering iron, I don't know, for that high up, it's hot. And I touch that wire, and that wire melts, and it's showing clear now. And so there's nothing covering it. And so I really appreciate you doing that for people. So, the main way of people getting a hold of you is on your Facebook page, right?
Yeah. I had a dedicated website. I still own the domain. I'm just trying to get that site back up because it was really outdated.
Are you?
And eventually it will be back up. It's CarterCustomGuitars.com.
Okay.
Well, for right now, it's Facebook.com/CarterCustomLuthiery all together. No spaces.
Okay.
But, that's where most of my stuff is.
That's good. So what's your favorite guitar? What was your first guitar you ever played?
Oh man, first guitar I ever played was a Stratocaster copy. And honestly, I can't even remember the name of it. It had it was an Epiphone, I believe, and it had the Explorer straight headstock.
Yeah.
And just 3 singles. And it was my cousin's guitar. And, she took guitar lessons, stuff like that, and put it down, quit playing it. And I thought, hey, man, I want to try that out.
Yeah.
So they let me borrow it, and I banged on it for a little while. And then my granddad gave me an old acoustic guitar, silver tone. It's like an old, like Sears and Roebuck type deal.
Yeah.
And I played on it, but the action was ungodly high. I mean, it was like that, and so it hurts your fingers, that kind of thing. I still have it, sentimental kind of thing.
Oh, really?
Actually, it's got some stuff I need to do to it to fix it. But,
well, that's good you still have it. A lot of people don't have their first guitar.
Yeah, I still got it.
That's like a buddy of mine. I don't know if you know Eric Burrow. You know Eric Burrow?
I met him when he had the store.
Yeah, he's a pretty good dude.
Yeah.
He's a laid back. He's a teacher now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he went and got his full master's and became a teacher at Wynn Haversham up there.
Oh, that's cool.
But he's giving lessons and everything. But he had a Hondo Strut Eddie Van Halen. That was his first guitar, and he took it to like new and had it painted silver.
Oh, man.
And I said, what was you thinking? I mean, honestly, what was you thinking at the time? He said, I just like silver. I said, if you had to do that over again, would you do it? He said, no, I wouldn't do it. That guitar's worth a fortune now. And it really is, those strap guitars. We got a bunch of people that play strap guitars on here, too. Let's see what anybody. Let's see. Yep, it's Aaron. Black coffee, no sugar for me, LeAnn. BB Ninja, single coil. Okay, when LeAnn gets in here, I'll get her to put her number down and see if anybody has any questions to ask you or anything. So what's your single coil, humbuckers? What is it? What's your favorite?
Depends on what you're playing.
Really?
I mean, if you're going to play, like country, Telecaster.
Right.
Single coil, tele pickup.
Right.
You're going to play classic rock, Les Paul with humbuckers in it.
Yeah.
I really like humbucker sound. I guess I could say that's probably my favorite. I don't play a lot of single coil guitars, but I do appreciate them.
Yeah, I appreciate them too, but yeah. I just don't.
But I'm like a classic rock kind of guy.
Yeah.
I play humbucker guitar.
Yeah, you can't beat humbucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Honestly, you just can't beat a humbucker. I'm sorry, but you can't. Have you ever dealt with Dragonfire or TNT guitars?
I have heard those names, but I've not seen any in person.
Okay. Those pickups in that Gibson out there, that SG, are Dragonfire pickups. They're wound 12K and 7K. On the 7K on that, 12K on the bridge. These are Dragonfires, and these are 18K and 12K. And I wanted that down low, the Slipknot sound, so that's why I went with that.
Yeah.
They are very affordable. I mean, like, those pickups is $45. Pickups is $45. For you get a full pick board for like a Telecaster or something like that, it's $45. The highest I've seen on there is $65. And that includes a pick board. It's already wired. Only thing you have to do is plug it in, wire it into your jack, and that's it. It's already done. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. So do you want to start showing? Do you want to show any of your work that you've been doing? Or, I mean, anything that, what do you want to play? What do you want to do?
You tell me, man.
It's up to you. I want this to be your night. I want people to know about you and what you do, because not enough people knows about La Follette people. And I want people to know that you can get stuff done around here, and that's what you was mentioning the website earlier. We're going to do a website for a humbucker lover, and it's going to be, about just all encompassing guitars and, what we sell and everything else. And it's going to be about La Follette people too. And so we can put a link to your website in there, and, we'll feed off each other. If you'll do a link on yours, to mine, we'll just feed off each other and help each other that way.
Yeah.
And any work that I have here come to the house, I'll send to you, and if you're backed up too busy, I can send to Eric. It's no big deal. You know what I mean? It don't matter to me, because I know what kind of work you do, and I know what kind of work Eric does. So to me, you're both on the same level, and so I'm happy with either one of them working on my stuff. You know what I mean? But I've seen your work. Your work is very good. You don't give yourself any credit, but your work is very good. Let me ask you about the purple guitar, or is it purple or is it yellow? The
electric guitar?
Yeah.
It's yellow. I got it right over here.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
What's the deal with it?
That is currently the only 2 custom-made guitars that I actually have in my possession that have not gone on to other places.
That you made?
That I made are the first 2 that I ever built.
Really?
These are my student when I was in Roberto Vien.
Yeah.
Those guitars I built when I was out there. This is 2 of the 3 that I built out there. I built 2 electrics and an acoustic. I have one of the electrics and the acoustic with me.
And did you all hear that? Everything sounding great, buddy. About to go live, but just saying, doing a great job. Cheers, everyone. There you go, Humbucker. Is everybody okay? Yeah, LeAnn put the number in case anybody wants to call in. Okay. What he's gonna do is show us his first guitar that he built. Is this the first one or is this the second one that you built?
I built 3 at the same time.
Did you really?
So they're all technical.
Of the same design?
No.
Different designs, really?
2 different electric guitars and 1 acoustic guitar.
Oh, really?
And that was part of the Luthiery training was you had to build 2 guitars simultaneously. I built a 3rd because I had extra time. And they let me do that.
Yeah. And that was the acoustic?
We had to, you had to build 1 electric, 1 acoustic.
Oh, did
And
you?
I built a 2nd electric as a wedding gift for a good friend of mine. He plays in a ministry band, Shine Effect. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And he played that for a long, long time. And they recently got sponsored by Sterling by Music Man.
Yeah.
And he's got a really nice Sterling by Music Man.
Oh, yeah.
Now with a Floyd Rose in it.
Yeah.
And but he's still got mine and bangs around as the backup.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Heck, that's got to make you feel good, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, it lasted a lot longer than I thought it would.
I mean, so are you gonna get back into building them again? I mean,
yeah. I mean, I got one on the bench right now. It's just slow going.
Really?
I mean, if I had a custom order, it would probably move it along. But this is just, as I can finance it kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to see some?
Yeah, let's see some.
Oh, cool.
How's that sound with y'all? Yeah, buddy.
Can you open this?
Yeah. Where's your mama at? Get your mama to do it. She'll help you.
Can you open this?
Oh, man. Now, people, look at this. Look at this beauty. Now, you built this how long ago?
2005. So she's almost
2005?
13 years old.
13 years old. EMG's in it.
Whoa.
It is beautiful. Kill switch?
No, that's the pickup selector. I like the mini switch better.
Really? It is beautiful, man. I want you to look at this. Did you come up with the design for your logo?
Yeah, it's just double C's for Carter Customs.
That looks killer. Check it out, y'all. Don't want to hit it on anything. Check it out. Now, is this not beautiful? Look at this, LeAnn. This is beautiful. Look at his design. It's CC's for Carter.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love it.
2005.
The natural is always my favorite finish.
This is, you need to be proud of this, mister.
That's gorgeous.
How old are you again?
I'll be 32.
32. You're young. Good Lord, you're young.
Is that gray or black?
On the back,
On the back of the.
it's trans black for it's a flame maple neck.
Oh, look at how you can see the neck.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I've got to show them. Let me move my mouse here. It's hopefully I didn't hit nothing. What did I just do? I've never seen that before. Okay, are we still live yet? Okay. Let me show the back of the neck, y'all. This is trans. It's a flame neck. I don't know if you can get Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that camera. I bought a new camera last night, and my old camera, you couldn't pick it up like this. I bought it just for you, so you should feel proud, Aaron. So let me ask you this, since we're looking at your guitar.
Sure.
How many times have you asked if you've been in the Back Boys the Backstreet Boys?
Since I was in high school, probably about 1 million.
How many times do you want to rip somebody's head off because of that?
Probably 1 million.
I told everybody I was going to aggravate you about it.
I kind of take it in stride.
You got to, man. Look at his life where it's at, and look where you're at. You're doing a whole lot
I showed
better.
my ID so I could pay with a credit card one time, and the little desk clerk kind of looked at me like, "This is a fake name." And I was like, "Please don't give me any crap. That's really my name, you know."
That is beautiful, man. You've done some. I mean, so if somebody wanted a guitar like this, can they order it from you?
Yeah, I mean,
what is this called?
The turnaround on that is pretty long. I mean, at least 6 months.
Well, that's not long.
But
6 months for a custom guitar. I know people that's waited longer than that. What is this?
6 months to a year is pretty much.
What is this?
Somebody's asking what kind of bridge is that?
It's a Wilkinson trim. It's like an upgraded Strat style trim, but I recessed it so you could float it a little like a Floyd. It won't stay in tune as good as a Floyd, but I recessed it down in the body so you get a little more play out of it. Just something I was trying out.
What do you call this?
I have no name.
You have no name? So we need to come up with a name for it? So what's this design right here?
It was one of those things that just kind of like I needed to do an inlay and I needed to learn how to do it.
And so you just done that?
And I was sketching some things and that looked kind of like an angel.
That's pretty cool. I would use that if I was you.
I just kind of went with that just as a experimentation. But, it is real pearl inset in there.
It is?
Yeah. All the inlay is real pearl, mother of pearl.
I'm telling you what, man. You're really not giving yourself a lot of credit. You could really get rid of these guitars. The thin cut, I would buy one of these. What if you was to make this custom order? And feel free, if you don't want to say the price, you don't have to. You can get with somebody on it. But what would one of these cost if I was to want to order this from you?
Custom guitars are funny. Depends on what you want.
Right.
The price can get astronomical if you really want to go crazy. But $3,500 and up.
That's not bad at all.
Maybe $3,000 if you trim some stuff down. You know what I mean?
That's not bad at all.
But that's kind of the range. I mean, not saying that I wouldn't build one cheaper than $3,000, but
right.
I mean, for what you're getting.
Right, but I mean, people's got to understand this is a custom guitar. This is not what you go in and just pick off the shelves. I mean, this is built for you and the way you want it. You've taken unreal shape. Bravo to you. No, I don't see a lot of people take good care of the guitars, and you take very good care of your guitar.
Thank you.
I like seeing that. I don't like seeing dirty guitars, and this makes me happy.
That is alder body, and then the top of that is laminated with it's a Brazilian satin wood is the yellow stuff, and then it's ebony and flame maple pinstripe in the middle. It's all wood. There's no paint except on the back. The back is black paint.
All wood, no paint. Yeah. Make sure in case somebody calls in. If y'all have any questions, feel free to call in. LeAnn put the number up, so call in. Oh, put it back up. I just want you to know that's a beautiful guitar. I really like how you went up with this right here. That is, I bet you it plays good, though. I bet you can get to every. Oh, you can.
Plug it in, man. Wear it out.
No, I don't want to do that. That is that. I mean, you can hit. I mean, that's perfect. That cut right there is actually some of the better cuts that I've found on a lot of guitars.
Yeah, when I was drawing it out, I really wanted to be able to hit all 24 without fighting it. You know what I mean? That was kind of the idea.
Dude, I mean, now I've got a 24 fret Jackson on there, and it's still hard to hit. With this right here, you have no. Look at that, people. I want you to look at that. You can hit that 24th fret, no problem, and just wail on it. So I mean, This is what a beautiful guitar, man. I'm telling you what, you outdone yourself on this.
Thank you.
This is this needs to be on your website more. I mean, on your page more. What kind of tuners did you use on it?
Those are Shalers. They're German made.
Really? You like them?
I do like them. They're not locking, which is not super important, but
Right.
they're really, really well made tuners. They're not cheap. I think at the time, which was like 13 years ago, they were $50 a set.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and they're probably more than that now. They're not cheap, but they're great. But they're imported from Germany.
So did you clear it and buff it and all that?
Yeah, it's nitro lacquer, the old school stuff.
That's why it still held so good. Man, that wood, that laminate is just beautiful. You see so many different in the light. It's just different. It's weird, ain't it?
And they call that bee's wing figure.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like flame, but see how it runs.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that iridescent line in it.
That is just beautiful. The EMG pickups. How you like EMG pickups?
Well, at the time that I built this, my big thing was Metallica.
Uh-huh.
You know, of course, they played
Right.
EMGs back in the day.
Right.
It's actually not a Metallica set. It's not a Hetfield set. It's an 81 in the bridge and an 89 in the neck. 89 is the splittable.
Right.
If you pull this right here, that makes that a single coil in the neck, an SA single coil.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a coil tap for active.
Right.
This is master volume for the neck, push pull, master volume for the bridge, and this is what they call an afterburner, EMG afterburner, and it's an adjustable gain boost. Right there.
Really?
Yeah. Like for leads and stuff like that. There's no tone; it's all full on 10.
Really?
Yeah, just volume.
That's what I like.
Volume and go.
I usually get my tone to cut, so I don't have no tone on any of my guitars at work, actually.
Well, you know, it's just that's what I liked at the time, and that's what I went with.
So is this going to be your main design of what you're going to focus on, or are you going to focus on like Explorer type, or
Not necessarily. I mean, I'll build anything.
really?
But you know, that was just something that was at the time I wanted to build it, so I built it.
Wow, it's a beautiful guitar, man. I mean, I'm telling you what, you've really got a unique design with this right here. The that in the middle of that is just beautiful. That's just a beautiful guitar. You need to be proud of that. I'm telling you what, I haven't seen a guitar that's nice in a long time. Way to go, man. Way to go, buddy. 2005, you built that?
Yeah.
Man, you've taken very good care of it.
Thank you. Which I think guitars need to be played. You know, I'm not big for just putting stuff up until it looks pretty.
Right.
But I appreciate that.
Yeah, but still, though, you know, you need to take care of them, too, though. You know what I mean?
I agree.
I mean, I've looked at some people's guitars before, and where the pickups are, there's 3 inches of dust on it, and they play it every day. And I'm like, you know, what are you thinking here? I don't understand this.
This is the acoustic.
This is, you built this one?
Yeah.
Now, how hard, which was harder?
Different things about it is harder or easier.
I would say this was, in my honest opinion, it seems like to me an acoustic would be harder.
A lot of things about it are.
Oh my God, this is beautiful. Look at this acoustic, you all. Look at that.
It's based off of Martin. It's a dreadnought style, Martin scale. Sitka spruce top, mahogany back, and then it's got rosewood hardwood binding. There's no plastic binding on it.
What do you think about the rosewood?
The side stuff.
Yeah,
Man, it's just one of those things we're going to have to deal with. Ebony's going to be on it soon.
ebony's going to be the wood, ain't it?
Well, ebony's going to be on Saudi's restriction too pretty
Do
soon.
you think it will?
Yeah, I think it will. It's already actually on the list. It's not as restricted as rosewood though.
So what about Fender buying that place over there? Did you hear about Fender doing that?
Fender buys everybody.
Well, they bought a place where rosewood is before the
Oh
site
yeah, they've
went
got
down,
they run a mill.
and they The barn there is made out of rosewood. The house that's on the property is made out of rosewood. And they're using reclaimed wood for some of the guitars. I think actually the Jim Wood Telecaster that they've done with the wood was reclaimed wood from that house. And it looks very good, but they're finding a way to get away from that. You know what I mean? They find a way to get rosewood still, you know what I mean? But it's still, there's still restrictions on shipping it out of the country and everything else, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which, to be honest with you, there probably was, you know, there probably needed to be a thing done because you think about it over the years, how much rosewood has been used.
Well, you know, a lot of people that are big in the guitar industry kind of know it's not us.
Right.
It was furniture makers overseas that were really abusing it.
Right.
And it's just, unfortunately, it's one of those things.
Right.
You know, we're just going to have to adapt and go on. I mean,
so what are you going to use now as your?
I like ebony. Ebony is actually my first choice. Both of these guitars are ebony fingerboard.
Awesome.
But like I said, it's probably going to be on Saudis pretty soon, restricted. So
is that why
I don't know. I mean, there's stuff out there that people are trying out. There's a wood called Chechen.
Yeah, I've heard people talking about
what do
that.
they call it? Poison blackwood or something like that. And it's supposed to be really similar to rosewood. I haven't actually laid hands on it yet, but it seems like a good alternative.
You done beautiful work on this, man. Beautiful work on this. Gosh.
And it's acoustic electric too. It's got a built-in preamp in the end pin and a B-band transducer pickup in the bridge. So you can plug that dude in.
How awesome is that? Well, that is great, man. Do you build these still?
Yeah, whatever.
If there's somebody that really?
Yeah.
Gosh. You're a bigger man than I am. Yeah. God, it sounds good. It sounds very good.
Thanks.
I like your logo right there too. So what was you trying a different logo right there?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, it's just AC. That's my initials.
Yeah, I like that. I would like the CC better though. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think the CC, it just looks, and I don't know that guitar though. This looks good though, dude. That electric guitar is beautiful. Awesome, man. You guys don't forget, if you want a custom done guitar, see, Chris Jones is a bluegrass. He's a bluegrass man. He said, wow, that is a sweet bluegrass shredder. Sounds amazing.
Palfaro.
Yeah.
That's another one of those woods that's a good alternative. It really depends on my customer, you know, whatever you want. I'll try to get a hold of it.
Hi, Trey.
But, you know, it's one of those things. I haven't decided on what my go-to would be other than, you know, I like ebony. Is sort of my look that I kind of go for.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's really up to whoever's, you know, signing the check. If you want Purple Heart, we'll do Purple Heart. You know, I don't care.
Okay, Chris Jones asked, hey Trey, be quiet just a little bit, buddy. Chris Jones is asking, what kind of music are you into?
Depends on the day, brother. You know, I mean, I got into playing guitar. I really got into classic rock. Blues, metal, anything with gets guitar heavy, you know.
Yeah.
If it's got a guitar in it, I probably listen to it. You know what I mean?
So what's your favorite group right now?
Right now, man, I don't know.
You like the Black Keys?
Yeah, they got some good stuff going on.
Don't they? So
I got into a phase where I kind of got back into the old Van Halen stuff for a while.
There's a bunch of people getting into the old Van
Like
Halen.
the original, the first album, you know.
Yeah.
Like the Brown Sound days.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just one of those things. Van Halen's just a guitar hero. You know?
Yeah.
You go back and you listen to stuff and you're still like, man, that's crazy. You know?
Yeah, some of the stuff that he done and everything. Yeah. We had Sean Silas on. And, you know, Grover Jackson, who started Jackson Guitars from Chattanooga.
Yeah.
And
they're in Southern California now.
Yeah. Well, actually, Grover's not with Jackson anymore.
Yeah, he's got his own thing going on.
Yeah, have you seen the?
Have you followed Sully Guitars at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes some sweet stuff.
Yeah, he does too. Yeah, Grover's making guitars for Friedman right now.
Oh, that's cool.
And they look unreal. They're really looking good. Actually, they just got I think Friedman made a comment on his show not too long ago that he just done a $20,000 order with them. So, but who's saying that? Maybe just be 3 guitars. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Fender still owns Jackson, right?
Yeah, Fender owns Jackson. Yeah. The Sean Silas, the one I had on here the other night, is the custom builder.
Yeah.
He works for Jackson and Chartwell. He builds like Mick Thompson, that plays for Slipknot.
Yeah.
He built all 25 of his guitars.
Oh, that's sweet.
And we got to talk to him about it. Mick Thompson's I'm just a huge Mick Thompson fan. I love the way he plays. But to hear him talk about how Mick come in the shop was so down to earth and didn't belittling them and was asking them questions and how they set up this, how they done that. And he told them that, he wanted a tremolo stop in it. He didn't want the tremolo to work, all that. And we sat down with them and worked out their guitars, and they made 25 of them for him.
That's awesome.
I just, to talk to that guy, I was just blown away. I was freaking out, but he's such a nice guy. He's 51 years old. Just a very nice guy. He's a cool custom builder. But so we was talking to Jimmy and everything. And what do you think about the situation that the guitar market is in? You know that Guitar Center is in $4.9 billion worth of debt, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's the Guitar Center's whole model. They set out to cut the mom and pop throat.
Right.
They set out to just completely do the business model upside down.
Right.
Accessories, stands, strings, stuff like that, that's your moneymaker. A mom and pop store can't sell a brand name guitar for what Guitar Center can sell it for.
No.
They don't make any money off it.
No.
They just carry it because it's what people want.
Right.
And they make their money off the accessories. That's why they're always trying to say, hey, you buy this guitar, you're going to need strings and a strap. They make a little bit of margin on it. It's not excessive, but that keeps the doors open.
Right.
Guitar Center doesn't do that. What they do is they take the accessories and just knock the complete margin out of their accessories and sell it as cheap as they can sell it, almost at cost, to get you in the door so that you'll buy guitars from them,
right.
not from a mom.
Right.
And they're, honestly, I think it's karma or something like that, But honest opinion on it, I think the internet has really just turned everybody on its head. I think Reverb and eBay and stuff like that is really the future because people just don't go shop brick and mortar as much as they used to. You're always going to have people when you want to buy a guitar, you want to touch it, you want to feel it. Heck, I'm that way. But honestly, if I want to buy pack strings or, if I want to do something like that, especially living where we are, there's not a lot of options.
We have no options.
Yeah, most of the time I'll just get online and go to Musician's Friend. I'm, as bad as I hate to even admit it, buy a $5 pack of strings. And I don't know, man.
That's why we wanted to do the store. Is to. I was driving an hour and a half to get strings. You know what I mean? And I wanted strings that day. Yeah. I didn't want to order them from Musician's Friend or from Sweetwater and wait what it takes the time for it to get them. You know what I mean? I wanted to have them then. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's why we are going to be open to 10, 30, 11 o'clock at night. That's why we are going to, cater to the bands that's on the dock playing. If they break strings out there and comment, say, hey, I need this, I need that. We're going to do it. I'd like to eventually get into renting equipment for where they can go out there and play, and we'll go out there and set it up for them, and they don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I would like to eventually get into that. Cool. But far as me knowing that to buy in to sell Marshall, you're spending $20,000 just to buy in to sell Marshall.
Yeah.
And if you don't sell them, you get your Marshall taken away. You're not allowed to sell Marshall anymore. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that, you can't do it. And Eric, when he had his shop, he just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And people would come down there and do this to him and then bring a guitar back. And then, you know what I mean? It was just.
You just can't compete.
No, you just can't do it. And that's why I'm just going to sell used guitars. I'm not going to sell new guitars. I'll make $10, $15 on the guitar. I don't care. You can't make a 50% markup like what you can in normal markup situations like as a brick and mortar store. You can't do it. You know what I mean?
Not anymore. Not the way that they've undercut it.
No, you
know,
can't.
I mean, you can't. And the sad part is that if you got to understand, if you walk into a local music store, they're not price gouging.
No,
they have to do that to survive.
Yeah,
you know, man, and I look at it as supporting people.
Yeah,
if you know, when Burl had the shop, walk in there and buy a pack of strings or buy a stand or stuff you're gonna need anyway.
Yeah,
buy it from your local.
Right.
If you got one, we don't have one anymore.
I know.
But
we're going to.
Yeah.
Don't forget about that.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, you've been around this area.
Yeah. My whole life. I was born and raised.
So have I.
And I've seen, we didn't have any music stores when I was growing up. My first guitar I ever bought, and I saved up for it. I worked 2 summers on it. I saved up for it. I bought a triple black SG Gibson. I saved up for it. It's $800. That's my first guitar.
Yeah.
But I worked 2 summers for it. That's the only thing I've done. I mean, I didn't eat. I went without. I mean, honestly, I went without everything to save up for this guitar. I got it, and I swear to you, I could barely hold the thing up. I'm not lying to you. It was so neck heavy. Yeah. It made playing just horrible. It made me not even want to play the guitar anymore. You know what I'm saying? Then I switched to a shredder guitar. I was like, okay, wait a minute here. The neck's I'm not pulled down by the neck. I'm, wailing away. I'm doing this, and I kind of fell in love with that. But then I got this Gibson, and now, Gibson's changed a lot since then, and it's not as heavy as what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? And so that right there. Let's see if anybody's asking questions. Let's see. GC rips you off. I'm a victim, so I understand on used products at least. So anyway, if you say your dream guitar of what you would like to, if somebody come to you and you wanted to produce a mass guitar and they wanted your input on it and everything else, would that be a neck through, bolt on neck, or would you go for both? Would you go for the cheap market? As with a bunch of mine's bolt on necks, a bunch of mine's neck through, but I mean, what is your neck through? Is that what you would try to stick with? Man,
that's like a loaded question. Because as a luthier, I know that if you do it right, it really don't matter.
Right.
And that's a bold.
Say that again.
If you do it right, it really don't matter. And I know that's a bold statement, and I'm certainly not I don't consider myself a master. There's plenty of luthiers out there who've been doing them their whole lives. My opinion doesn't mean a hill of beans, but from what I know of it and from my experience, it's just different puzzle pieces in the same equation. Mm-hmm. You got what kind of sound you're going after for that particular guitar, for what particular type of music you want to go for. Put it together. If you like it, great. If you don't, try something else.
Right.
There is no magic guitar. There's no perfect formula. It's all subjective. You like what you like. I like what I like. Dude down the street likes what he likes. And there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's some people that only buy a Les Paul.
Yeah.
Only buy a Les Paul. Yeah. And good for them. I'm glad to have that money.
There's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't have that money. You know what I mean? I would love having Les Pauls. But, I do have a lot of guitars with bolt-on necks, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. That's why I try to get people. When we started this channel, we started it is trying to get people to go and save these guitars from pawn shops, to save these from individuals, just letting it go. That's like there's not a guitar here I've got over $300 in. I made it a point. It's just I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it. I'm going as this is used. I'm relearning this again. When it comes time for me to order, when it comes time for me to order a custom guitar, it'll be from you. But until that point, I'm happy with my PV. I'm happy with, I got a couple of Epiphones. I'm happy with them. You know what I mean? But the whole point of it is to get the people out there playing. Yeah. And to get people picking up a guitar, because then they'll move up. They'll see what a custom guitar is compared to what they have, and they get it. A lot of people don't get that $3,000 price range jump from a bolted on neck $200 guitar.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I've heard it explained before by lots of other folks. You got the first 80%, most guitars are about the same. But that last 20% between a decent guitar and a great guitar, there's a huge price jump. You go from a $500 guitar that's fine, nothing wrong with it. Plays good, sounds good, stays in tune. And you go to a $10,000 59 Les Paul that just has that magic wood in it, magic wood. But there's just something about it has that mojo. You know what I mean? That's a big price gap for just a little bit of difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think of the people that are on that level, either collectors or professional musicians that appreciate that 20%.
Right.
They get it, and
Right.
everybody else doesn't, and that's okay. That's why we have budget lines and stuff like that for people who enjoy the guitar that don't have that budget.
Right.
My big thing is if you buy a cheap guitar, there's nothing wrong with that. But see somebody like me, you don't have to be me, but go have it set up because that's going to help you loads.
Oh my gosh,
You know what I
no
mean?
fret buzz.
Yeah.
Easier to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Easier to learn on. Your strings ain't sticking up so far like it feels like you're playing acoustic.
Yeah.
I wish people would understand that. I wish people would understand that when you go buy one, no matter what, if you're buying off individual and they say, I've taken care of this and I haven't played for this many years or whatever, take it to your local luthier and get it set up right there. Because no matter what, it's going to be easier in the long run. Am I not right? And when you do a setup and somebody's brought you a guitar, you not go through the pots and spray them and just kind of check out things for them. And you know what I mean?
I try to go through it, try to head off future issues. A lot of people will look at you and be like, well, you're just trying to make an extra dollar off of me. You know what I mean? And I don't doubt that some people do that. My personal opinion on it is I'm going to tell you what's wrong with the guitar. If you don't want to fix it, we don't have to fix it.
Right.
But I'm not just trying to get another dime out of you. I'm trying to make it the best it can be for you.
Right. And not have that problem down the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're already into the guitar in the first place.
Yeah, and there's some times where you got to give somebody bad news, say it's got a neck twist, or you got some high frets, and those are not cheap repairs.
Right.
And you got $200 in the guitar, and you got to say, hey, look, you might just want to get another guitar.
Yeah.
I can take your money, but it's not going to be worth it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You have to have a hard conversation.
Right.
And, some people think you're full of it, and some people really appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of people appreciate the honesty, and you got to look at too. You're dealing with, not all guitarists are going to be that way, but the cheap ones that lives through the pawn shop and buying their gear from pawn shop and stuff like that, you're going to deal with the ones that comes in that's going to, pardon my French, bitch and complain no matter what about prices, thinking that you're gouging them, thinking that you're trying to make extra money on it. When the only thing you're doing is trying to really just let them know what's happening, what's up. It's like I about bought a Jazzmaster the other day, and you know how Jazzmaster is. It's got 50 to 100 switches on it. I knew it was a 71.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to have to take it to a luthier and just say, before I even touch it, just go through it.
Yeah.
I want all my parts checked. If they're bad, replace it with fender parts. Replace it with fender parts. Don't put cheap parts back in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way I don't have to worry about the guitar. I can play it. And that's what I've done with most of these right here. And you can take a cheap guitar and take it to your luthier and make a damn good guitar out of it. Make a guitar that'll play right up there with the, $800, $900 guitar.
Yeah. Well, I probably shouldn't say this, but you know what First Act is, right?
Yeah.
Walmart guitars.
They're right there.
Yeah.
We use it as wall art.
Well, and I kid you not, I've got one. We didn't buy it from Walmart. My wife's big into thrift shopping and yard selling, like most folks around here.
Yeah.
And we got one for like $20 at a yard sale because one of my boys is really into, he just likes to beat on. He's 6 now, about the age of yours.
Right.
And so I went, I dressed the frets, I set the bridge up, set it up, put some new strings on it. I started playing on it. I thought, man, it's not half bad, And I'm not tooting my own horn, but anybody that does setups can do that to a guitar.
Mm.
You could take one of those for somebody that's, just trying to get into it. Or a kid, I keep it out on a stand so my kids can grab it and beat on it. Hopefully they'll pick it up and learn guitar.
Right.
I don't have to be afraid that they're going to break my $3,000 Les Paul.
Right.
And it still plays good, man. It don't fret out. It don't buzz. It's got issues because it's a $20 first tag guitar, but for all in all, you plug into an amp, it sounds fine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And you don't have to, and that's just like it goes with the amps. I collect practice amps. I love collecting practice amps. It's just a niche to me that just, I don't know what it is. So many people make practice amps, and you would not believe some of the dirty sounds you can get off a practice amp. And I love collecting them, but you can still buy a practice amp for $10 or $15. Yeah. And I've seen first tags for $20.
Yeah.
And take it to your luthier, get it set up, and go home play and learn, and then save up and buy you. If you're ashamed of that first act, sand it off the headstock first of all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then then you're able to move up on the guitars, and then
the intonation's not going to be perfect on them. Sometimes the frets are not always in the right place. The bridge sometimes is not in the right place. They got issues sometimes.
Right.
Just because of they slap those things together for pennies.
Right.
But for somebody that's just learning guitar that probably hasn't developed their ear enough for that intonation stuff to bother them,
right,
you can set the action up and put it on a way to where it would be easier to play and get it to where it doesn't cut you. Dress the fret ends down and stuff like that. And it's a perfectly fine student guitar.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a $100 guitar.
No.
The Squire Bullet, bang for the buck. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, and that's like, and I hate to say it, I don't even like talking about them, but a buddy of mine called me and said they had a Wolfgang at the Guitar Center in Knoxville, and he wanted me to go over there and check it out. He lives in New York.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, whatever. So we go over there and we check it out. We get on playing with it, and we're doing all the checking it out and everything else. I was just looking around. Well, they had a Squire Stratocaster in there with the cord, an amp. It came with 5 picks, something else, a strap, $150.
It's unreal what they can sell that stuff for. I mean, I hate it for all the local guys that are trying to make a dime, but man, there's deals to be had.
I know.
It's like a double-edged thing. Like I love it and I hate it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know you want more people to play guitar, but then you don't want, that right there,
Well, you want people that are in it, that love it. You want to be able to support their life.
Right.
I mean, you want to be able to, their livelihood. You
right.
Know what I mean? It's sad that all the local music shops, used to you go into a music shop and you could actually talk to a person that knew what they were talking about. You go into, I'm not hating on Guitar Center, and there were a lot of great folks at Guitar Center, don't get me wrong. Don't take that way. But there are some of those kids in there that are working behind the desk that don't have a clue.
No.
And they can't give you good advice.
No.
It's just hard to get somebody that's not going to string you along anymore.
Yeah. And I ask questions about that. It's like I ask questions about the Jackson Minion. You know what Jackson Minion is?
Yeah.
The little guitars for the kids, because I was wanting to get him a Jackson Minion instead of a Strat.
Yeah.
And just a shredder guitar. And the guy said, I don't know what you mean. I said, a Minion, the little shredder guitars. I don't have a clue what you mean. Let me get somebody who can help you. He's wearing a Guitar Center shirt. Has spreaders in his ears. He looks like a rocker and all the tattoos and all that. And I'm thinking, you don't even know what that is. You know what I mean? Here you are walking the floor selling guitars, and you don't know what that is. Let's see. Oh, we got some people. Let's see. Big Dan House sounds amazing. Let's see. Plus, large makers won't let small mom and pop stores carry their products. Gibson, for instance, will make a small store buy $100,000 in inventory at least.
Yeah.
They can't afford to put over $100,000 into inventory and not turn it over. Right. That's true, Chris. That's what we was talking about. And that's what Philip McKnight. Do you watch Philip McKnight on YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Philip McKnight was in the business. He got out of it. He sold his music business.
Yeah, I've been watching him a long time.
He got completely out of it.
Yeah, he talks about that a lot, about how they were a Gibson dealer and then they wanted to buy too much product and he just quit them.
He couldn't.
I mean, a lot of big name manufacturers are doing that. I mean, and Fender owns every brand under the sun. Mm-hmm. Like if you buy a guitar nowadays that has a brand name on it, you're probably buying a Fender product.
Right.
And I'd say probably best bang for your buck as far as quality goes. And I'm not leaning toward one more than the other. I like Fenders. I like Jackson's, whatever. But like PRS, anything that they put out, even the cheaper stuff, and their quality control is unreal.
I know.
Have you ever picked up one of their cheaper ones?
Yeah.
Man, they're so nice.
I know.
And it's hard, like for guys like me, you can buy one of those things for $600, and it's immaculate.
I know.
And
he sought after that too, though. He sought after manufacturing, and he sought after the companies he's dealing with.
Yeah.
But you got to figure too, they're making them in Korea. They're making them in, hundreds at a time.
Yeah, it's hard to compete with something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as production goes, that's what my heart in it is. I got into it. I wanted to build one-off stuff. I wanted to just sit down with a customer and say, what's your dream guitar? What do you want?
Yeah.
And I know good and well that when we put together your dream guitar, it's not going to be your dream guitar forever, maybe, and maybe it will. Like I was telling you that one, I put it together out of a list of things I thought I might like. Is it my favorite guitar? I mean, I'm biased. I built it. Would it be somebody else's favorite guitar? It may not be what they're into. And even if you do a custom order, you may have to tweak it and say, well, I thought I'd like this, but I really don't. Maybe I want this. It's a process. Even when artists go in and say, I want my artist model, they sit down with these big companies. They go through like 12 prototypes.
Oh my gosh, if not more than that.
But at the same time, I know, somebody can't drop $2,000 or $3,000 on, a guitar 6 or 7 times. If they buy a custom guitar, they're going to want it. So my advice to people is do your research, play as many guitars as you can, figure out what you want before you sink your money into it.
But you were talking about earlier, and I forgot where I had a stroke, so that's why my memory's not good. So if you want to know, but my memory just hits me, and it's just like, oh, I gotta get it out.
Yeah.
But you was talking about earlier. Well, see, I just lost it again. People like being able to sit down and play guitars and feel them.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of it right now is what's becoming, I've noticed, is a trend, is they're watching Andertons.
Yeah.
They're watching Philip McKnight. They're watching the Tone King. Yeah. They're watching other shows like that on YouTube. All those on my list. Yeah. But they're watching those shows like that, listen to what they have to say about guitars. And they're making their decisions off of that instead of going feeling it in the store because of where, that they're tired of dealing with. Well, what I think needs to happen, and honestly, this is what I think needs to happen, is that it needs to, and it'll never be this way, but the way things are going, it looks like it might be more. But it needs to get back to the mom and pop store where you don't have a guitar center overrunning everything. The guitar center is going to be gone because they're not going to be able to pull out of this debt that they're in. They're going to file bankruptcy just like what happened to Toys R Us, and you're not going to see them no more. There's only a certain amount of time that Fender's going to say, okay, no more guitars. And there's going to be a certain amount of time that Gibson's going to say, no more guitars. You know what I mean? Because if they're $4.9 billion in debt, think how much that is into guitar makers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And guitar makers are talking about what they're having. So what I think is going to happen is you're going to be ordering direct from Fender. You're going to be ordering direct from Jackson.
PRS is already doing it.
Right.
I think Fender's probably already doing it.
Yeah. And so, I mean, what I think that's what's going to end up happening. It's not going to be, the mom and pop stores is going to be for the accessories. The guitars that you're going to be ordering direct from a manufacturer. I think that's what's going to happen.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think so either.
As long as everybody can make a living and enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, I know it's not a perfect world. Everybody's out to make a dollar sometimes, but, I got into this kind of thing because I like to do it.
Right. But there's a need for it, though.
Yeah, maybe. And Luthiery is one of those things that, man, in the last 10 years, there's probably more custom hand makers than there has ever been. When I got into it and to now, it just exploded. There's boutique guitars everywhere. Every time you turn around, there's another company popping up. And I'm kind of included in that, I guess. But, there's nothing wrong with everybody wanting to be into it. but is the market there to support it? I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You know, I think where the market is right now, that the market is you've got to prove your guitar. I don't think that you can go on just coming out, releasing this guitar into the public anymore and showing everything of what you've got and then relying on that. I don't think that's it. I think it's you got to prove to the market anymore of what guitar you've got. You know what I mean? I think it's letting Philip McKnight or somebody like that test it. You know what I mean? And give their opinion on it. You know what I mean? And whether it's good or bad, you know what I mean? They're going to give their opinion on what they think, and then that one chance that they say this guitar's unreal, then look what that's going to do to you. That one right there will send you through the roof, and you'll have guitar orders just coming up, upon coming and coming and coming, But to hit that point, I understand what you're saying, that it is hard for just an average,
Well, there's just so much good stuff out there.
I know.
And I mean, it's not. It would be conceited and very ignorant of me to say, well, what I can build is better than what the other guys can build, because that's not true. You know what I mean? And there's, like I was saying, just to say it one more time, there's so much good stuff out there that, man, I just don't know. I think there's more guitars out there right now than there's ever been.
Well, but a new US PRS is what, about $6,000 to $8,000? The bottom line.
No, the
US made.
The SEs are made in. Is it SEs or CEs that are made in US? They have a budget line that's built in
the
US.
SEs are made in the US.
Yeah, the SEs are all built in Maryland.
Okay.
And man, they're in the $600 to $800 range.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
American made, quality product.
Well, did you see that interview of him on Anderson's?
I've seen several of his interviews and stuff. He talks about a lot of things.
He come across kind of arrogant on one, and Lee set him right on it. And he did with the woman who represents Taylor Guitars. The woman who represents Taylor Guitars really, really struck a nerve with me, because she says a true guitar player don't know what a true guitar is until you spend $6,000 to $8,000 on a custom guitar. That you don't know what a true guitar is. And Lee went, like, wait a minute here, you're talking about my bread and butter. I mean, he sells guitars, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he said, you got to understand, not everybody can afford a $6,000 to $8,000 guitar starting out. Yeah. Nobody can. And she said, and if you can't, then you shouldn't be playing.
What?
And to say that right there, to make that comment of saying that you shouldn't start out on the lower grade guitar, I mean, I had
get off the phone with
What?
you, brother. I just wanted to let you know, okay?
Okay. Thank you, buddy.
I got your back. Love you guys.
Love you,
Love you,
LeAnn.
LeAnn. Okay, baby. Bye-bye.
And you're welcome. There you are.
We're back on? Okay. We're back on. We're good? LeAnn. LeAnn. Okay. Okay. Let me get the chat pulled back up here. That is the first time that's happened to me. I'm sorry about that, Aaron.
No, you're fine, man.
That usually don't happen. I tried to run out all the kinks before you got here. We got this camera last night for you, and the camera we had before was kind of blotchy. I was hoping you'd bring that guitar, which I see on your Facebook page. I didn't know you made it, but I was hoping you'd bring it, which you blew me away completely with that. I'll just be honest with you. It looks like a lot like a Wolfgang. But I think it's better looking than a Wolfgang, just in my opinion. Because I like the way the top is made better than the way that Wolfgang cuts off.
Yeah, well, I based it off of a couple different shapes, like a PRS McCarty shape and, like a Strat and whatever else. I just kind of tweak some stuff.
I
when you're
like
first getting into something, you just want to build something.
I really think that you outdone yourself on that guitar. I wish that there was a magic way for me to send it out to all the people that I'm friends with and let them see it. I am going to.
I've been trying to share you, tweet you and stuff.
Can you message Sean Silas and tell him that he needs to come on here and look at this guitar that Aaron's built? Not responding. Okay. Can everybody still hear me out there? Sounds great. Okay, we're back. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Well, I was hoping that we wouldn't be going on that. But yeah, just Jimmy. So, do you play in a band or anything? I mean, you don't have time for it, do you?
Not really.
So, how many kids do you have?
I have 4.
Have 4 kids?
I have
Do you really?
2 boys and 2 girls.
2 boys and 2 girls. Lord bless your heart, buddy. I'm sorry.
I love it.
Oh my gosh! What's the ages are they?
My 2 boys are 10 and 6, and my girls are 4 and 2.
Really? So you've got the whole age range up through there. Man, oh man!
My wife is a busy woman.
So what is your opinion of starting out a kid at playing a guitar? What age should you start them out at?
Depends on the kid. I mean, I fail at it as a teacher. I'm not that good at it. I would say I could probably be a lot better than I am. I picked up guitar on my own, just playing by ear and playing tabs and stuff. It's hard for me to teach it, but man, if your kid wants to start at 3 and they got the patience and the focus, let them hold it, let them bang on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen kids start at 3 or 4 years old and just take off with it.
Right.
For another one that doesn't have as much focus, maybe 6, 7, 10, 12, whatever, just different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. Well, I've asked. I usually ask every person that comes up here, and then they all say around 6 or 7 or 3 or 4. Everybody's pretty much in the same as what you're saying as.
Yeah.
And
I mean, depends on the kid's temperament and what they want to do and that kind of thing.
It's everybody's really enjoying you. Hey, LeAnn, send out the number again in case anybody wants to call in. I love Mark Tremonti PRS.
Yeah, those are cool. Those single cuts, those are cool guitars.
Yeah, let's see. That's about it right there. Mark Taylor BB. So we're all good on the we're all good on that. So in your building and everything, like do you have woods that you have you tried any of the reclaimed lumber of what?
I haven't physically myself tried reclaimed lumber. I've looked into it. The people that are selling it are selling it at a premium price.
Oh, really?
I mean, is it worth it? Man, I don't know. There's probably guys that are a lot more knowledgeable about it that have actually put hands on it that can tell you more. But I do know it does not come cheap unless you're reclaiming it yourself.
Really?
If you buy it reclaimed, you're going to pay for it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying for that Magic Mojo or, you know, whatever they're claiming that it has in it, man, if they reclaimed it, you're going to pay for it. Which, you know, it takes work to do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like just going and cutting a tree down and cutting it into lumber. You got to go work for that stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that the price is not justified. I'm not saying that it is, but I know it's not cheap. I've not put any hands on any of that stuff, you know. I've got some old, some white oak and some red oak and just some stuff, old barn lumber that was on, you know, kind of was on my grandfather's land that we just had laying around. But it's not stuff I would build a guitar out of.
Right.
That's about as far into reclaimed lumber as I've got right at the moment. But most of the stuff that I would build a guitar out of are just traditional stuff. I really like genuine mahogany. You know, it's hard to beat Honduran, but it's getting harder and harder to get.
Is it really?
You know, just a piece to make like a Les Paul body or Explorer body or whatever, just a solid body guitar. Man, you're looking at almost $200 nowadays.
Oh my God!
Just for the wood.
See, people don't think that. They think that it's just wood. You know what I mean? I mean, they don't understand the cost that goes in to doing a custom guitar.
Yeah, I mean, when I built these, I probably had $500 to $700 in materials, case, and everything. Pickups a piece.
Okay, and then your hours, how many did you have?
Well, I mean, that was 13 years ago. You know, if I were to buy all that stuff today, you know, you could probably add a couple hundred to just the materials.
Not more than that.
If not more, you know.
Yeah.
And hours in, man. Like I said, 3 to 6 months of just working on it. And you can't work on it all the time. You got downtime. You got glue drying. You got finish drying and curing. You know, if you do nitro lacquer, you know, everybody's got a different opinion on it. I like to let it cure out for 30 days. I mean, you're not doing anything for 30 days. That's a month that you can't do anything to it.
Yeah.
You're just letting it cure out before you know, wet sand and buff.
Really?
Everybody's got a different opinion about it. That's just how I do things.
Yeah.
Because the nitro shrinks. It's not like a poly finish where the modern finishes like Fender and Jackson, all them dudes are using nowadays. I mean, they still do nitro, don't get me wrong, but if it's like a poly finish, a urethane finish, it's a catalyzed finish. I don't know if you know what that means.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like epoxy. They got two parts. You got this part of this part of that. You mix it together, and it chemically hardens. Well, nitro doesn't do that. It's a solvent-based finish. So its entire life, it's evaporating that solvent and getting thinner and thinner and thinner.
Right.
That's why everybody says it's got the magic. You know what I mean?
Right.
It gets thinner for the rest of its life.
Right.
That's 13-year-old lacquer. You know, you got old Gibsons and Martins and stuff that got 40, 50-year-old lacquer. You know, whether it's really mojo or not, I guess it depends on the guitar. You know, I'm not going to say it's the be-all, end-all, but it's easy to work with. You know, you can get a good thin finish on it. It's getting harder and harder to justify nitro. But like I said, that's 30 days where you didn't do anything. You know, and you still got to find ways to, you know, if you were doing it full time, which I would love to, you'd have to have, you know, you'd have to have a steady cash flow. You'd have to have more than one thing going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hours into it, man, I don't know, hundreds, you know, depending on the level of detail you go to.
Yeah.
So if you were to break it down by the hour, you're probably making pennies on a $3,000 guitar.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, really pennies.
Yeah. I mean, I don't say that to say, oh, poor, pitiful guitar makers, but when you really break it down, it's a labor of love. You don't do it for money. You do it because you like it.
Right.
You know?
I'm a quilter. I know exactly what you say.
Yeah.
I make like $2 an hour.
If that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, you are doing what you love. Hopefully, you are doing what you love.
Maybe one day it'll support me. I hope so.
Yeah. I think it will.
Yeah.
I think that you got a lot of quality behind you. You're young. You know what I mean? I mean, you still got a lot of time, and you got a lot of time to perfect your art of what you're doing. And from what I've seen, it can only get better from here. I mean, I'll just be honest with you. I mean,
that's the goal, is to get better.
It's beautiful craftsmanship. It's beautiful work. I mean, everything about it is. You know, and when I found out that you do pickup installs, you know, a lot of people needs pickup installs. You know what I mean? And we're going to start selling pickups eventually. And so I'd like to get to where I could just, you know, say, hey, I got pickups I need installed, and they, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah, sure.
And do it like that.
I mean, I do the whole deal on as far as repairs go. You know, broken necks, finish repairs, fretwork, pickup installations. I mean, I'll even install pickups and acoustic guitars. You know, electric acoustic. Cracks.
Really?
You know,
stress cracks.
Yeah, stress cracks, top breaks. You know, whatever. I mean, if it's something you would take to a luthier, I'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's not saying that, you know, I'm the best, but I would do it. You know.
Well, let me ask you this: since you're a luthier and you do that, what do you think about the Road Warden series of guitars? Your honest opinion about it?
I've never held one, so I can't give an honest opinion. I wish I could give you a good, like, hey, this is what I think about
right there. That ass shit.
Yeah.
That's a real.
Sean is heading to Hollywood with the dinner meeting with the fellas from Wright.
Okay.
But he said he'd try to jump in.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, he's from Tennessee.
Yeah, right here and where we're from here together.
Yeah. I was born and raised in Davis Chapel, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Right in the middle, you know, where, like say, if you take the second Davis Chapel exit, or which is Chapel High, Carwin Road, and you go up through there and you keep on going up. We lived in Chapel Heights. That's where our first house was, where the pottery shop and all that is. We lived up in that chapel part right there. But if you're going back a little bit, and where the Sweats and all them lived out through there, I lived out through there. We'd go out and ran those curves in that big long driveway where that guy from GM worked there and everything. That's where we lived. Had the pool and all that. That's where we lived. But I lived in Davis Chapel all my life. I rode bicycles all over that place, rode motorcycles all over that place, four-wheelers. They hated me. I raced trucks all over that place. I raced cars all over that place.
I can't say things I did when I was a kid.
Oh, I feel sorry for people at Davis Chapel.
It's lucky that we're still alive, probably.
Oh, yeah. I've actually said apologies to people that lives in Davis Chapel.
I probably should.
Trey, go on back in it, buddy. But I like having people like you on, and I'd like to have you on more to talk about, you know, stuff what goes on, and so do you listen to Christian rock? Are you a big Christian rock fan, or?
You know, I led worship for church for a long time, so I got into contemporary stuff for a long time. You know, just
like Mercy Me and all that.
Christian radio, stuff like that. But man, I'll listen to anything. Like I said, if it's got a guitar in it and it's got a good lick, good groove, yeah.
Nathaniel Ratcliffe, you listen to him? You heard him?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm pretty easygoing as far as stylistic goes, provided that it is, you know, has some kind of instrument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what really does it for me. Like I like instrumental music that goes along with a good singer and that kind of thing. You know, I'm not saying that pop music or rap music or anything like that is necessarily bad. It's just not what I'm into. You know what I mean?
I understand that. That's why I have you on the show. You know, we're not talking about, you know, NWA's latest record and all that, you know. But it's just that it surprises me. We've got a couple kids that watch this, and there's one that's named Bane. And his dad hosts a show in here, and it's EVH Gear TV. He's from Canada.
Yeah.
Eric, do you know him?
I don't think so.
Okay, EVH Gear TV. Check him out. Since you check out Filth Me Not, check him out.
Sure.
He's real good. But his son, his name is Bane, and one of his favorite groups is the Gorillaz. Have you heard of Gorillaz? Yeah. Clint Eastwood and all that. Yeah. Well, Instagram, they followed him back on Instagram. They followed that little boy back. The band cool. Did. Oh, he's just flipping.
Oh, Bane's Fish started it again.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Good. And so Bane and them went to the concert in Canada. Yeah. And they got lost on the way out. And just so happened to be running by tour buses. And he got to meet his favorite guitarist. They met right there. Just so
That's
happened
awesome.
to be walking by each other
That's awesome.
and met. Him 11 years old. You know what I mean? And so he's flipping out. I mean, he's still on cloud 9 because of that.
That's awesome.
So we have a bunch of kids that watch, and we try to get the kids involved. And that's like right now, LeAnn is trying to get kids that want to play. You should not force them or they will burn out fast and move on. That's the truth.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying. It's whatever the kid's interested in. Don't push it on them.
Yeah.
If they're not into it, just let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, and and you got to. And but with the band, pulling him loving that his rock groups and everything like that, there's not a lot of rock groups that's coming out right now that is playing traditional rock. You know what I'm saying? Besides, there's some of them. You got to seek them out. No, MTV is no longer there for us. New music's getting discovered by through commercials or YouTube. Honestly,
Honestly, like, if you're a guitar player, and I think, who was it? Somebody really famous even said this, and I agree with it. I think it was John Mayer or somebody. Some big player said, if you want to get discovered as a guitarist, use Instagram, because there's those 2-3 minute videos on Instagram that you can post. Most people that are playing guitar just play 2-3 minutes on one of those, and that's how they're getting found.
Yeah.
Social media's exploded. It's crazy.
I know. What it's done for the entertainment market is unreal. I wish it would do the same for other markets. You know what I mean?
I think even, TV as we know it's going to change very, very soon.
I think TV's already changed.
So it definitely has. But YouTube streaming, live streams like you're doing right now, webcasting, like Philip McKnight type stuff.
Yeah.
Man, it's already here.
But people don't want the same old.
Well, the cool thing about what this is, I don't know how much you have into your your PC setup and stuff. You got obviously a little bit of invested, but it's not unattainable.
Right.
Like traditionally, if you want to get on TV, man, you got to go to Hollywood or something.
Right.
And
throw down a cast. This is what I've got plans. Yeah. This is what I've got to
it's
do.
Not like that anymore.
No, and we actually had a little drama here between YouTube channels. And we was involved with it. And it's just like I told them that, they got to understand, and we're not on ABC, NBC, Fox, and, stuff like that. Anybody that has enough money to go out there and buy a notebook, tablet with the webcam on it, can do the same, pardon my language, shit that I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? And for you to get mad over another YouTuber coming along and getting mad over this, you got to think about what we're doing. People, if they like you, they're going to seek you out. They're going to find you, and they're going to stick with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not going to be to where you have it to where it's just not ever. I don't know. It's just different. It's different ways of getting us covered, and it's different ways of being out there. But it's coming up on 9:56. Are you needing to go or anything? It's 10 o'clock. I don't want to keep you too late. You said you can stay a couple hours, so
I'm good.
Are you good?
Yeah.
Well, just let me know,
man. You guys want me to hang out,
buddy? I'll hang out with you as long as you want to.
I'd love to answer some questions. If you
I figured we'd have more people ask questions.
We need to get it more promoted,
Yeah, well, we'll have him on. This is the first time that we've had him on, and people watch this in replays, and they'll want to know more questions. So we'll have him again, and next time we'll have more questions for you. We didn't have a long time to get everything going. And two, there's another show that's playing tonight, and they've got a guitarist on there with them, so we're kind of competing with that and everything. But we've actually had quite a few in here tonight. LeAnn, is there anything you want to know that I'm forgetting or anything?
No, I was keeping up with the chat and you were answering it, and I didn't want to interject, and so I mean,
Well-
I hope you come back and get it together.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll say this much, that Philip McKnight made a comment that the new Guitar Hero was
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift, yeah. And I can see what he's getting at with that. I think I had heard him say that too. I mean, the fact that she's getting young girls to pick up the guitar and play, I think that's what he's getting at. Not
Yeah.
saying that she's like Van Halen,
No,
but in that aspect, in the 80s, when you saw Van Halen play, you wanted to play, man.
right,
You know what I mean?
right.
And I shouldn't say in the 80s. I mean, I didn't see Van Halen in the 80s. I saw Van Halen when I started growing up.
Right.
I didn't grow up in the 80s. I was born in the 80s. I didn't grow up in the 80s. You know, but when you see that kind of thing, you know, you're like, man, I want to do that. That's insane. I want to do that.
Right.
If
You
you're
know.
a closet Taylor Swift fan, we won't judge you.
Well, you know. But what I'm getting at is that the fact that she's getting young girls or young people in general to pick up a guitar and say, hey, I want to do that. That's
Right.
cool.
Right,
Whether you're into that music or not, whatever. But
right.
if she's getting people to play guitar, man, I'm all about it.
Because they're selling more guitars.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like he actually, when he done this, he backed up the facts. And the facts was from 2014 that it showed his facts. What he showed was 84% of students taking guitar right now is female.
Yeah, young girls. Yeah.
84%. And he said, you know, you flip that back 10 years ago, well, it'd been 84% men taking it, you know, I mean, wanting to be, you know, guitar heroes and all that. And now since Taylor Swift come out and, you know, but man, you can see it on YouTube. You can flip through YouTube and there's all kinds of girls on there playing guitars, rocking the heck out of guitars, playing better than most men are. You know what I mean? And that's what's cool about it. You leaving, Dan? I understand, buddy. Mark, you got any questions? You want to call in and ask anything, Mark? You're always good for a question. Mark Taylor, he's a good guy. He's a real good guy.
His wheel's twin.
Yeah. He looks just about like me.
Oh, I brought this.
Oh, did you?
I don't know if you want to spend a lot of time
Yeah.
on camera doing it, but
Yeah.
if you want to check it out later, I did a little photo chronicle. You can see it's 13 years old because they're actually prints.
Oh,
But this is when I built these guitars.
wow.
I kept a photo journal of it just because it was, you know, my first builds and stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to remember what I was doing. But that kind of gives you an idea of the amount of work and the pieces and everything that goes into
Oh, my
a guitar.
Gosh.
You're welcome to flip through that one.
Yeah. Oh, man. That is amazing. Yeah, that is just, I'd like to take some pictures of this if you wouldn't care. You don't care to leave it for a couple of days? Or do you want to take it home?
I'll probably take it back.
Okay. Well, when you bring it back the next time, if you don't care, hand it to LeAnn. And that way she can take pictures of it. Because there's a lot of pictures I'd like to show on our website and everything of what you do and help promote you and everything like that and get the word out there for you. Because I think that you prove what type of person you are already just by being humble as you are and come down here and doing the interview, what you did. And I really appreciate that. Really, really appreciate it. Sorry about the sound going out. And sorry about we haven't had more questions and everything.
No big deal. I'm happy to hang out, man.
But I would really like to promote you with the custom guitar building. I'd like to take some good pictures of you working in the shop. I come up there one night when you're doing stuff and just act like I'm not there. You know what I mean? Let me take some pictures and let me do stuff like that and take some pictures of that because I think that right there, I think you'll sell a couple of them. There's a lot of people that likes that style of guitar right there, and you know what I mean. I mean, it's different than I mean, I don't know. I think it's a beautiful guitar. I really do. I think that you could sell quite a few of them. People seen them. That's why I wanted Sean to come on here because Sean's over the custom shop, and I wanted him to see what you had to do and everything. And
I'm sure he'll watch the replay.
yeah, you might be getting contacted by Sean, and to have a little talk with you and everything. Sean's a cool guy. But yeah, you know, we want to have local players. Just like Jamie, he's coming back on Friday night. We're going to get more local bands up here. Do you know Johnny's Tewksbury?
And that name sounds familiar, but I'm so bad.
Goatee used to drive a record for Like New. He plays drums. Plays drums in all the docks and everything.
Man, maybe I've met him, but I'm not sure.
Okay. His son is
I'm sorry.
Brock.
his son is what?
Brock.
Brock Tewksbury. You know Brock?
I don't know. I'm so bad with names.
His daughter-in-law and son-in-law live in Davis Chapel. Tiffany.
Dustin, you know Dustin's Tewksbury.
I don't think I do.
Runs Charlie's Pizza.
I know Brandon's Tewksbury.
Dustin's the manager of Charlie's Pizza. Drives a white Chevy pickup. His wife works down there. Okay, they live up in Davis Chapel and Myron Starrett's old house.
Okay.
Yeah, they're good people. That's somebody else that's from up in that area and everything else. But his dad is Johnny, and we're gonna have him on, and he's gonna talk about drumming and all that stuff and everything else. But when would you like to come on again? I mean, honestly, is Friday nights better for you than Saturday nights?
It depends on my schedule. You know, my schedule rotates a little bit. I'm off this weekend of my day job, but most of the time, I'm working Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
So like a late Friday night would work. But this weekend just happens to be my 3-day weekend.
So late Friday night would work?
Not normally.
Not normally. Oh, okay.
Normally like a Saturday night.
Saturday night. Okay. Okay, so we'll just schedule for another Saturday. How's that? Is that okay?
We can do that.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll let you figure out a couple of weeks for scheduling. You know what I mean? And we'll have you on as another Saturday. And then you can bring me on and play if you want to, or whatever you want to do, or if you're working on anything else, or you know what I mean. I'd really like for you to bring your guitar back on. If I need to have Sean back in, he can see what you've done, and then plus he'll watch it tonight on the replay. You are on what? I have no idea. WillBC. Oh, WillBC. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I get it. But yeah, man, I really appreciate that when Jimmy told me that I needed to have you on the show. I've been trying to get Jimmy to come up here and play, and Jimmy's shy as he can be.
Jimmy's a good player.
I know, and he's very shy. He don't want to come up here and play. And I've tried my best. So if you don't care, since you come up here, interview, tell him it ain't nothing big deal. It ain't nothing like he's gonna have a big stage to perform on.
Tell him we won't bite unless he wants us to.
Yeah. And but talk to him for me if you don't care and try to get him up here.
I haven't seen him much since I gave him that Telecaster back.
You have to see him go to work, I guess. That's what I do. That's the only time I see him. I talk to him on Facebook, but I talk to him at the pawn shop. I go in there usually check and see what they got in. That's where I got these two pedals at. Hey, LeAnn, would you get one of them cords, our new cords?
They're over there.
Where they at?
Am I in the way?
No, I just picked them up so I could sweet.
These are the new cords we're going to start carrying.
Go to it. Shrink wrap. Those ain't bad. What are you selling them for?
We don't know yet. It's not going to be much.
Yeah.
But the woven end, you know what I mean? It's got the fray wrap on it. And then these are the big, these are the Fat Boy.
Yeah.
These are the Fat Boy guitar stands.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll be selling these around 15 to 20, I think.
It's not bad.
I mean, that's like some of their some of the strings that they're selling at Guitar Center is $8.99. What we might have to sell them for is $10.99 or $11.99.
Yeah.
you know, and you figure time you figure gas in more than big your price. You know what I mean? I mean, we, you know, I mean, it equals out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll have every kind of string that you can think of. We 9s, 10s. What do you use?
I went through a stage where, you know, I used heavy strings, and then lately I'm into lighter strings, like 9s.
9s, okay.
But, you know, 10s, 11s, whatever.
Yeah. I play 9s and 10s. Some.
I got back into thinner strings, just, you know, I feel like you get about the same tone, and it's just easier on your hands.
Yeah.
But, you know, some people like that, you know, the big, thick 12-gauge Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff. You know, but there's a big debate on whether, you know, it's gives you better tone or not. I can't tell the difference.
I can't really.
You know.
You got a question in the chat.
I got a question in chat? Okay. Ron, have you ever considered working for a guitar manufacturer to gain some experience?
Well, I have considered it. Problem is my location. I actually had several apprenticeship opportunities when I left school, you know, around Nashville, and actually one up north. Actually, First Act used to have a USA Custom shop. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Mm-mm.
They're not in business anymore, but there was a guy, his name was Kelly Butler, and he used to work for the Gibson Custom Shop. And First Act recruited him to run their custom shop. And about the time I was in school, they were getting that going, and they offered me an apprenticeship to come up north and do that with them. Unfortunately, I couldn't take it because of money, and I was married at the time, and it was just housing for me, not my wife, and we didn't want to move up north. We wanted to come back home. So I turned down a lot of opportunities to come back home, and I'm not really willing to leave, you know, and that's kind of hampered me a little bit, you know, as far as gaining experience and all that stuff goes. Yeah, the best way to learn is to go learn from somebody else that's been doing it longer.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's one of those things where there's nobody around here doing it.
Right.
And, you know, we want to stay near family and multiple other reasons. You know, we just like being here.
That's a good community, good churches.
You know, and, you know, it's one of those things where you got to pick your poison. You're either going to pick up and leave everything you know and chase after that, or you're going to stay rooted. And we chose to stay rooted. So. Right. There's not many guitar manufacturers in this part of Tennessee.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. You go towards Nashville now. I mean, you can, you know.
Oh, it's all over Nashville.
Yeah. Well, what about, have you heard anything about Lucky Dog guitars?
No, I haven't.
They're made in East Tennessee. I can't figure out where at in East Tennessee, but they are making some unreal guitars.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, look up Lucky Dog guitars. They're made in East Tennessee. They're turning out Telecasters and stuff like that. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So
now, you know, I got nothing against people that buy parts and put them together, you know, or just make standard design. There's a lot of work goes into that.
Yeah.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
That's not really what I want to do. I mean, if you want to buy a Telecaster from me, I'd sure build it.
Yeah.
But my goal is to build something that's different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, because everybody does it.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance you could get cease and desist order too.
Well, yeah. I mean,
that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there've been so many people that have copied that stuff.
Right.
You know, it's kind of hard for them to catch everybody, but they will.
Well,
you know
Gibson will put a stop to you.
Oh, yeah,
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That there was a.
I would never just blatantly like build a copy. I just have moral objections to that. But
one last question: does he specialize in certain woods, or are there particular woods that he prefers to work with?
Sean Silas is in the chat too.
Oh, Sean Silas. Hello, everyone. I will watch from the beginning later. Just wanted to chime in heading into the meeting. Cheers. Hey, Sean, let me show you this right quick. Wait just 1 second. Hand me your guitar. I want Sean the electric. Yeah.
Sure.
Are you still here, Sean? How old was you when you made this?
19, 20.
He was 19 when he made this, Sean. It's got EMGs. It's a Weller.
Wilkinson. Yeah.
Wilkinson. He made his own headstock and everything. Carter Custom Luthiery. Put EMGs in it. Look at the back. Good side cut. Made that himself. Our local boy. What about that? Is that not something right there, Sean? I know you like that. Thank you for coming in here, Sean. That's the custom guitar maker from Jackson and Fender and everything. Thank you, Sean. Look at him. Nice, beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot. Thanks for coming in and checking it out.
It's very nice work. Please tell him he's amazing. That's from Sean saying that.
I appreciate that a lot.
Thank
you.
That if I was you, I would take that right there as being like a highlight of. I mean, Sean Silas is just. He's got a great band that's getting ready to come out with a new album. I mean, Sean Silas to me is one of my heroes, and man, for him to say that to you, that is see, Sean, thanks, buddy. For him to say that to you, I would really take that with something big, because to show you some of the work on that guy, what he's done is completely and utterly amazing. I mean, he's making, guitars that stars perform on. I mean, he's setting them up. That's when he first started. He first started at Fender as setting up guitars.
Yeah.
And then he went in as the Fender custom shop working in there. And then above him, they make Gretsch, which is $40,000, $50,000 guitars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He said they're just unreal up there. Yeah. And he hangs out with Mike Shannon. He gets to eat lunch with Mike Shannon and everything. I know. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, What would it be to live in California?
Oh my God, I know,
You know
I know. He's just. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, Sean. But yeah, he's a cool dude. For him to say that about you, I wanted him to see your guitar for sure. I'd like to get some more pictures made of that guitar, and we'll feature it on some pages and everything. And you need to figure out a price of what it would cost today for you to do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't care, and then come up with a name for it.
Well, I'm open to suggestions.
Are you? You can call it the stink finger. No, I guess not that. I don't know. I'll write down some that I'll think, but you need to come up with a name for it. I think that you gotta headstock it as your own, and it's just it's a very good looking guitar, man. I think I think that you missed the boat a little bit, and I'd like to get you to be able to grab it back a hold and go on, because I think that you could sell a lot of them. The people here likes those type of guitars, and it looks a lot like what they like, and I think they would give the money for a custom guitar. I really do. I think we can help you tremendous. Do you cut your strings, or do you wind them all the way on them?
I cut part of them off.
Do you?
I usually just try to fill up the post.
Do you?
I don't want where it's indented.
Yeah.
That made for it to work to wrap. I try to wrap as much on as I can.
Okay.
Not saying that you have to. It's just something I always did.
Well, I always ask that from new people.
Yeah.
What was your first car you ever had?
First car, a Mazda MX-6.
Oh, heck yeah. You can't beat that.
Yeah, it was a cool little car till I wrecked it.
Did you?
I told it.
Did you really?
Well, I didn't really told it. Like, it doesn't take much to total a car.
Yeah.
I was making a lunch run. I used to work at the Woodsons, the old Woodsons.
Yeah.
That was my first job. And they sent me out for some food. And I was coming back through town, had just let out from red light. Dude in the RV pulled out from Long John's right in front of everybody. Dude in front of me bowed up. I bowed up, got behind me, and right in the middle. Two big trucks.
Sandwiched.
Yeah, and so that was the end of that.
Oh, man. What a bummer. What a bummer. So you drive diesel now?
Yeah.
Do you? What do you drive?
It's a Ram 2500 with the 5.9 in it. So
Oh, yeah.
06.
Yeah. You got anything done to it?
I got a ram air intake and I straight out exhaust.
Do you?
But I hadn't really tuned it or anything.
Are you going to?
I don't know, man.
It costs a lot of money on parts, tuning that.
It does.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to blow it up.
No. Just to burn a little bit more gas. Nah, it's not really worth it.
We got into camping, and I got a fifth-wheel camper, and I need something to pull it. So
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah. That's what we used to do quite a bit, and then we got out of camping. Yeah.
My wife loves it. It's the cheapest way to travel with a big family.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I stay in a hotel room, I gotta get 2 rooms.
Yeah.
The fire code won't let me stay in a single room anymore.
Right.
Because there's 6 of us. So
right.
We got a camper.
Yeah. And beat it off.
Yeah.
We go to the campground, pay $30 for a camp overnight or whatever else, and be done with it. Yeah. Got that all home amenities there and everything else. Yeah. So do you take your guitar with you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you play guitar often? I mean,
I like to. I don't have as much time for it as I'd like.
So you're working on more guitars than you're playing?
More or less, yeah.
Oh, you are, actually.
Yeah. But I like it,
That's good.
Of course, when you're working on one, you can't resist. When you're done with it, you got to noodle on it for a while.
Right. Yeah, you have to. Yeah. You wouldn't be a good guitar player if you didn't. Yeah. I agree with you.
I think we skipped a question on something about woods. Oh.
Yeah, the woods. Yeah, the woods.
I don't really prefer any wood over another. I'll work with anything within reason. I don't like working with cocobolo that much because it's real oily and it's hard to glue. I will, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I haven't tried every wood out there. Obviously, there's some that can cause allergic reactions in people. If I ever come across one that really just didn't agree with me, I probably would say, no, I'm not working with that.
Yeah.
But I haven't come across any yet. Your more traditional stuff. I've used mahogany, walnut, maple, ebony, rosewood, all the standard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would use anything.
Yeah.
You start getting into like the exotic South American stuff, you never know what's really going to aggravate you or not.
Right.
But I'm open to whatever, if a customer was just really into something and they were like, hey, let's try this, I'd go for it.
So is there I'm just being stupid, but is there a place where you call 1-800-WOOD for guitars?
Man, there's lots of different sources you can go. I try to go straight to a hardwood supplier. There's actually a real good one in South Knox called Jeffrey's Lumber. And I try to get rough cut stuff and then just mill it down, to what size I'm looking for. And then I leave it in the shop and let it acclimate and let it dry a little more. Because it's like a rabbit hole. Everything I say, somebody's going to say something different. You know what I mean? But you want at least 7% moisture content or drier, in your woods before you start really messing with it. And when you buy something from a hardwood supplier, it's not always that dry.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to let stuff season, let it dry. I don't have a kiln. I can't afford that, so I just I'll get it close to where I want the size, and let it do its thing, wax the ends and stuff like that, let it season and acclimate to my shop. And then I'll come back after it's sat for a good while and check the moisture. Once it's dry enough, and I'll work with it, it's from those things. I don't have as much backstock as I'd like because I know if I started building with what I have, I'd run out quick. But it's one of those things you got to have money to put into stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But man, there's so many different places you could buy it. You could even go out and cut your own trees if you're patient enough. If you wanted to wait a few years to dry some stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
There are specialty guitar suppliers that do nothing but just sell wood to guitar makers.
Really?
Yeah. And there's so many different places you can buy stuff.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how people found their wood. I know. I see.
It depends on what level of machinery you got in your shop. A lot of people don't have planers and joiners and stuff, and so they buy that wood already shaped, pretty much close to what they're wanting to use, so that they don't have to have that machinery. It's all. Do you want to pay a little more for your stock, or do you want to invest in this machine so you can mill it yourself? So it's all in how deep you get into it. Obviously, the more you can do yourself, the more money you're going to save, the more margin you're going to have in your product. That's basic business.
So the one thing you're really liking is just drying it out.
Yeah, just having stuff ready. You know, I mean, you can buy wood that is kiln dried that's ready to go. You're just gonna pay a little more for it.
Yeah.
You know, like if I had an order tomorrow, and I needed a particular type of wood that was dry, I would just go to somebody that dries wood.
Yeah.
And say, I need this specific moisture content. I need this much of it. I don't want to pay more for it.
Right.
But you can make it happen.
Yeah.
But as far as what I would ideally, I just like to be able to buy stuff as I go and set it back.
Yeah.
And that way, when I get an order in, I got something to pull from. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the ideal setup.
Right. And so you keeping exotic woods like that and everything, or do you try to keep exotic woods, or you just like when you run across and you buy it at a cheap price, or
if I could, this stuff's getting harder and harder to get. Like this is Brazilian satin wood. That's what this yellow stuff is. I don't even know if you can get it anymore. A lot of that stuff from South America is getting so regulated. It's one of those things you kind of get it when you can, and then pray that it doesn't get regulated.
Right.
Because, and you can sell that stuff as long as you've bought it from a reputable source and you've got paperwork that backs it, and you know that you didn't buy poached wood, that kind of thing, and it's all legal. You can sell it within the U.S. and not ever have to worry about that Saudi stuff. It's when you start shipping internationally, and what really hurts you is like people in Canada. They buy stuff from the U.S. all the time, but it's still export.
Right.
So you run into that.
Right.
So.
Well, they run as a matter of fact, they run a deal at Anderton's that's for the 5150 guitar, and they had it cheaper than anybody in the United States or anywhere had this guitar, and everybody was flipping out because it was the new 5150 guitar. Nobody from here could order it because they had the rosewood fingerboard on it. They couldn't ship it across these. And so
you can if you have all the permits and stuff, but it's really expensive.
Yeah.
You couldn't sell it for that price over here.
That's what they said. They said they couldn't ship it overseas for what they sell it for.
Yeah.
And that's a shame that it's happened that way, but I mean, it was going to happen. I mean, I just think you got to adapt to what your situation is. And it seems like to me you're adapting pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
The biggest thing for me, it's important for me, like you were saying, to do stuff local.
Yeah.
What I really want to do, I've kind of been playing around with in my mind, is to build a guitar, not necessarily out of traditional woods, but out of locally sourced timber. Yeah. Something that I could get a hold of at a reasonable price,
right,
that I know is going to be good.
Right.
It may not necessarily be traditional.
Right.
It may not be mahogany or whatever, but something I could get domestically.
Right.
That's not going to be an issue for something like that. That's kind of what I've been playing around with in my head. Probably something like maple necks, walnut body.
Yeah.
And then the fingerboard is really what gets me. Like I really don't want to do maple fingerboard unless somebody asks me for it. I'm just not into that feel.
Mm-hmm.
I really like an unfinished fingerboard. I don't like the sticky finish feel on a maple neck guitar. Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's not my thing.
Right.
If customers want it, hey, we'll do it. But if I were to make a range that I would say, hey, this is the guitar that I want to build, that I'm proud of, it probably wouldn't be a maple neck guitar.
Right.
But that's the one thing that I'm really, walnut is one of those things where if you don't put a finish on it, the oils and stuff from your fingers will start to rot it, and it'll turn funky colors, and it's real porous, So I don't know if it's a good choice, for a body, you're going to put lacquer on it, whatever.
So you've not tried one yet?
Not for fingerboard, no. So that's kind of the thing that's holding me back from.
Go ahead and build me one like that right there. I'll try it out for you, and I'll keep you updated on it. You know what I mean? And that way it just works out for everybody. Okay. No joke though, dude. I'm in love with that guitar. You really outdone yourself. You really did outdo yourself on that guitar.
You need to play it, man. I want to hear you play it.
I know. I'll play it the next time. if my fingers wasn't hurting so bad, I'd play it right now. But I just, it's just so good seeing somebody from, especially Davis Chapel, build guitars. You know what I mean? And when I found out what you was doing, I was just, I bragged on you so much for so long that I was just really thankful that it's that we got somebody like you in our county doing this, because we don't, it's just like right now that with our local schools, take for example, they're having a hard time finding instruments, and since Broadway music went out, they don't rent instruments anymore. Well, the kids at schools are having to buy their instruments. Yeah, it just ain't happening.
Yeah, I think Bandland went out. Lunsford's is the only one still around.
Right. And I think. So they've run into where they're having to do parents.
Yeah.
Well, a trumpet's $700.
Yeah, I know. I used to play.
Yeah, I played saxophone.
I was a band geek for 7 years.
Yeah. I played saxophone. You know what I mean? And we rented them. I couldn't buy it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but what I'm getting at, be careful, buddy. What I'm getting at is the traditional band, I think is kind of going away a little bit. You know what I mean? I think they need to open up the band more to guitarists, to to band. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's other schools out there. If you look in big cities, they have band. I mean, they have guitars in their band. They have they truly have a band. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a school, it's on YouTube, I'm sure you've seen it, where they redone 46 and 2 by Tool. And it's all kids doing it. And if you've not seen it, you need to watch it. It's all kids doing it, singing it, doing the whole song. And 46 and 2 by Tool is hard. Yeah. And they done the whole song. And it's all kids.
Man, I think, not to get off on another tangent, but music education is important.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be doing this if I hadn't been in band.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what sparked all of it.
Right.
Just somebody willing to, not even if it's not what you're into, you don't want to play trumpet for the rest of your life. That's a skill, that transfers over to the rest of your life.
Right.
It helps people. It's been proven that if you learn music, you're better at math.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's important, but it keeps getting cut. It's just sad.
Yeah. And it gets cut everywhere.
Yeah, it's sad. It really is. It's that we've got to that state in our society that the arts are not that important.
No. It's jocks and it's stuff like that. I mean, I'll be honest with you. That's where the money's going to.
Yeah.
It's not going to the art program anymore. You know what I mean? I mean, even chorus. The chorus department at the high schools went to crap, and I should have used to go sing at the Christmas in the park. I mean, you remember we had all that. I mean, chorus went to the schools and sang at third grade and, for the elementary and all that. And it's all went to just, we're all losing it. And to me growing up, music was a big part of my life. Just I could escape all what was going on with me to music. You know what I mean? It wasn't getting on YouTube or the internet. I didn't have that. And what we did have on MTV was horrible. You know what I mean? And so you had to seek out your own music like what kids are doing now. But now, the music of what kids are falling in love with is what's on commercials. You know what I mean? It's what's on it's the electronic based music. It's the you've got a board this big and you're doing that right there, and you make a whole song 3 minutes out of going like this. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you add in your drum track, you add in your guitar track, you add in, it's not no more handmade music anymore. It's getting away from that.
There is a certain amount of art in that.
Yeah, but I'm not taking away from that. I'm not taking away from that. But I'm just saying though that it's different than learning what an A key is, or or just learning your keys of just learning repetition of what band is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of learning that over again, accomplishing that. You know what I mean? We got a question?
I don't know. I just glanced up at it.
Yeah, I learned the recorder in elementary. Yeah, I learned the recorder in elementary too. Another benefit of teaching music in schools that it applies to other areas. Students who learn music tend to excel math and science. That's exactly what he was just talking about.
Yeah. I mean, man, so many different things that I feel like that I've learned in life that I could say that I do well. I'll go back to skills that I feel like that I learned in music or something like that. I work with my hands every day at my day job, doing like wiring and stuff like that. But, you get into doing something with your hands, you learn that tactile feel of something, that I attribute to having, fine motor skills with my fingers and stuff like that. I learned that playing music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Not saying that anybody couldn't learn it, but it helps.
Right. Yeah, it definitely helps. I mean, you can look at the kids now and tell the difference. The ones that, you can tell a big difference in it. It's not, let's see, I went to my senior year of school and they had a classical guitar course. That
would have been awesome.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that kick-started me into learning the guitar. Yeah, you was lucky on that. Very lucky for you. If you want to play, I could plug up to the Marshall, man. You're more welcome to. It's just
I'm not much of a player.
EMG. It's not a tube Marshall. I can't have tube amps. Get out of that, Trey. Can't have tube amps in here for Trey. Anything, with him bumping into them. And plus, I'm happy with my solid state amps. I have just as much fun as them as I do as my.
If you're not playing out and you don't need that tube volume,
right?
And you can get just as good of a sound out of most solid state amps as long as it's a good solid state.
That's what I think. You know what I mean? Well, that's like
I've got one of the Blue Voodoo hashtags.
Really?
It's got 6L6 power tubes and 12AX7s.
Yeah.
And I love it. A lot of people hated on it, but I think it was a great amp.
Yeah.
And it was, when I bought it new, it was only like $700.
Oh, you can't beat that.
So.
Well, that amp and cabinet from American Music Supply is $699, and the pedal board is $100 more.
Yeah.
I found that from a guy on Facebook Marketplace. It's a 100-watt head. It's got all the effects in it and everything else with the pedal for $200. And it's €1.
I have one practice set with my first legitimate guitar. It was a Ibanez RG 120.
Yeah.
It was the most stripped down RG you could get. It was basically like it was a $200 guitar,
Mm-hmm.
And I had that and a Marshall MG 15-watt practice head. And I still got it. It still sounds good.
Awesome. Awesome that you still got that.
Yeah. So, actually, I'll leave it in the dining room there with that first act I was telling you so the kids can plug into it and bang on it.
Yeah, and then just having that Marshall name means a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah. It does. I mean, I don't care who you are. Having that Marshall name.
I mean, it don't have no switching or nothing. You just turn the knobs up.
So
it's cool.
That's all you need. I mean, that's all you need to have fun. Get A-Ron a cold beer. I don't think you drink, do you, Ron? I don't either. You got two people that don't drink here.
Man, I ain't on the parade.
Yep. We don't drink. That's another thing that I was talking about is the bad thing around here for you to go see rock and roll music, you have to go to a bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then we're trying to find a place to where you don't have to do that anymore. We're trying to find a place to where you can go and eat and maybe even take your family and listen to rock and roll and without having a beer, culture and fighting and all the BS that goes along with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we want a performance hall is really what we want.
Yeah.
We want a place to have performances. And we're actually going to do it in here a lot. We're going to have bands come up, performing here, and put them on live, and
That'd be cool.
while they're in the winter time, they're not out performing anywhere anyway.
Yeah.
So why not come up here and practice? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. I mean, heck, we just do all kinds of different stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, I'm sorry there's not really a lot more people. I figured there'd be more people in here. Like I said, there's another.
Hey, man. I'm not worried
Channel
about it.
one.
I'm just having a good time chatting. and-
Good, man. Good. I'm glad.
So everybody watches the replay.
Yeah. But yeah, everything's good. Everybody's really enjoying you, and they'll watch you a lot and replay and everything, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, we need to get this out there for you. We need to get this sold for you. That's all there is to it. That's too pretty.
This one's not for sale, but
Well, I know, but you need to get the ones that you make for sale.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That is a beautiful guitar.
Just plug it in and let people hear it.
Oh yeah.
Just for sale.
Oh. I'll put you on this, and I'll just, instead of going through the pedals and everything, I'll just give you some crunch through here. How's that? Is that good with you?
That's fine.
Let's see what we got. Is there anything? Is that good?
I've been having trouble with the jack. I'm going to replace it. But
You can tell the difference in that. Wait, Monica, let's smoke a cigarette.
no, you're fine.
You sure? I can wait.
I'm not much of a player, like I said. But
Somebody doing pretty good to me.
this, I was talking about the afterburner earlier. It's not huge, like, it's not a big, huge drive, but it's just that little extra.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. You wouldn't have to carry a pedal around with you over that. Right
It's
there.
just that little bump, you know, like if you were going to solo or, you know, something
It
like that.
kicked that in pretty good right there.
Yeah.
Keep on playing, man. Everybody's enjoying it.
I don't know what to play.
You play anything you want.
Well, I don't know if I explained this earlier. I probably did, but this push-pull is this neck pickup here.
Mhm.
In, it's a 85 humbucker.
Yeah.
Out, it's the SA single coil.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a coil split for like a passive pickup.
Yeah.
But EMG made this pickup special so that you could do a coil split with an active set.
Boy, it sounds good.
Well, yeah, well, it's not like, I actually feel like nowadays I prefer passive pickups.
Really?
I got into this like I was in a big Metallica stage,
Right.
and you know I was into that metal stuff, and I still like it, but like man, it's hard to beat like it's just like a PAF and a Les Paul type tone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the way I am. I had a friend the other day saying, "Don't you like those EMG pickups?" And I was like, "Yeah, but you know, I still like the passive. You know what I mean? I enjoy the passing. Oh, killer guitar, man. Sounds killer. If you don't play any of them old junkies, you're welcome to play any of them. That album that's right there's got the mojo. I know that.
Yeah.
Not the one on the floor, but that hollow body.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got a chip on it. See it?
Oh yeah.
He hit it on a brick wall.
It just gives it character.
Yeah, that's a $900 guitar, and I got it free.
That's not bad.
I didn't think so. I thought, well, you know, I can do that. I didn't even try to talk him down. Sounds killer, man. Sounds killer. Great sounding guitars.
It's cool, eh?
I appreciate it. Can't beat it for 200, can you?
Is it just single channel?
Yeah.
Like you just kind of go for it?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's got the, I can hook up another cabinet in the back of it. I finally got my pedals figured out where I hooked them up, and I run them in. It's got the pre and pre-outs in the back for the pedals.
Yeah.
And I'm a big pedal fan. I love pedals. Love collecting them. I love using pedals. Love playing pedals. But yeah, I've been hunting that amp for a long time. To be honest with you, I worked on that guy for 4 months. He had it priced at first for $460, and so then I talked him down to $250, and then my wife called him and said she's going to surprise me, and he said, "We'll just come get it for $200." And I was like, "Well," she went at 3:00 in the morning and got it. This guy just got off work. He said, "Listen, this is the only time we're going to be able to meet." She's like, "I'm on my way." So she went right then at 3:00 in the morning. What's the most difficult part about building a guitar? Good question, Mark Taylor.
Oh man, that's hard to like. That's a really hard question. I would say it depends on what type of guitar you're building, whether it's electric or acoustic, and everyone's so different. Like, depending on what wood you're using, it acts different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like mahogany cuts like butter, like real genuine Honduran mahogany cuts like butter. But maple, is real hard.
Yeah.
It's more work.
Right.
I mean, if you're using hand tools, the router don't care that much. You just have to be careful not to burn it.
Right.
But like if you're, when you're shaping the neck and stuff, if it's a harder wood, when you're filing it or spoke shaving it or however you want to do it, a lot of people do it different ways. I try to do it by hand with files and rafts and stuff like that. And so yeah, the maple works you out. Like you get
You're still doing it the old way.
Popper arms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But most difficult part for me at first was fretwork.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, doing the woodworking and shaping and stuff, I guess that come real natural to me as far as just using tools and stuff. But as far as like the fretwork, it has to be right. It has to be, you got to start with a perfectly dead flat level, fingerboard. You got to get all your frets seated right. You got to learn how to crown it, make sure that the slots are in the right place.
Right.
Because, if this is a little too far this way or a little too far that way, your intonation is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Your nut has to be in the right place. The bridge has to be in the right place.
Right.
All those measurements are real critical. So I would say fretwork's probably the most important thing. So I would say because of that, it's the most difficult because I tend to spend the most time on it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
How long will it take you to do it?
Like a full-on fret job?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably 6 or 8 hours. Yeah.
See, people just don't think that.
And that's, you know, that's not talking about building it. That's just like if I get a guitar in, I'm going to refret it. That's probably what I want to spend on it.
Yeah, that's not cutting the grooves out. That's not doing none of that.
Yeah, just taking the L frets out, cleaning it up, make sure everything's level and good. You know, if it's a vintage guitar, you're probably not going to do much leveling on that wood. You're going to leave it alone.
Yeah.
Like a modern guitar, yeah, I might do some sanding here and there, clean some stuff up, make it better.
Right.
Because you're not hurting the value of it.
Right.
You get like an old guitar in, and you got to leave stuff alone. And that's where it starts to become like a challenge.
Right.
You know, you want to leave it the way it is to try and just to do that instrument justice, you know, because that's like history. You're never going to see those again. You know, like those old 60s and 50s guitars.
Yeah.
And you just kind of, I don't know, there's like a certain respect you got to have for it. Because you don't want to ruin something that, you know, could potentially be worth 10 grand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or more.
You know, and so when you're working on something like that, you want to be as respectful to the instrument as you can while still taking care of the player's needs.
Right.
Because if they're going to play it, they want it to work.
Right.
You know what I mean? They want it to do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, fretwork's probably one of those things that I would say is what I spend the most time on. What is the most difficult, man? That's hard to quantify. Like, that's hard to say. I guess it's different for every builder. Like, what really gives you that pucker factor, you know?
Yeah.
You know, when I work on acoustic guitars, side bending drives me nuts.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Like, you know, you buy a back and side set for a guitar, you could spend $500 on the wood. You know, depending on how rare and exotic it is. You know, when you break that set of sides, you're done. You got to start over.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of gets you to really be paying attention. But,
gosh, I can't imagine. Is there anything else on there? Humbucker. Eric is getting ready to go off, so you might get more viewers. Okay. Okay, it's no big deal. Thank you. I appreciate it, sweetie. Let's see if there's anything else going to come in here. No. Oh, buddy, you don't have to worry about that. It ain't gonna hurt nothing on that thing. It has that protection for some reason. It don't do it. I don't know why. Yeah. It just does it a little bit. I'm gonna order those cords that. Have you seen the cords that's got where you push in the
push button cord?
Yeah, I'm gonna order some of them. I don't know how much that I'll be able to.
This is the one I play all the time. You can tell where
Really?
Yeah.
So you play acoustic more than you do anything?
Mostly, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. This is, you know, what I like.
What strings do you use?
I'm a big Elixir fan.
Elixir?
Yeah, you know, and I got into coated strings because I'm one of those guys that's got the sweat that turns them black.
Yeah.
And so I was going through the standard strings. You know, on an acoustic guitar, you want to be bright. You know, even when I cleaned them and stuff like that, they were just corroding real bad on me. And I went to the nano webs. First, all they had was the poly web stuff. It's got the big, thick plastic on the outside.
Right.
And they were okay until the plastic started wearing holes in it. You know, when you play a lot, and it gets frayed out and they'll start buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to the nano webs, and they've got that like coating, I guess, in between the lines, or how, I don't know how they do it, but it's not that plastic stuff that they sleeve it with. It's a different kind of coating.
Mm.
And it seems to work okay. It kind of keeps that corrosion at bay. And that's really why I use it. I mean, as far as sound goes, I'm happy with the tone, but I went to Elixirs because I was just going through so many sets. And acoustic guitar sets are not cheap.
No.
I mean, you can get an electric guitar set for $5 or $6 if you look. Acoustic guitar sets 12 and up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's even at like Guitar Center prices.
Right.
So it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's something we didn't get a lot of is acoustic strings, just for the simple fact that David's up there or whoever he is up there, he carries a bunch of acoustic stuff, and we're not going to try to compete with him. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, that sounds great. was awesome, man. It was awesome. Heck, play more if you can. Heck, everybody loves it. I swear they do. Awesome, buddy. Awesome, man. Heck yeah. Cool. I'm sure everybody appreciate that. Sounds nice and in tune. Train wreck. I think he's new in here. Cool, man. Man, I appreciate this a lot, you coming up here tonight. This has been great. This has been great. I hope it works out good for you. I hope that you have a lot of traffic off this. Everybody, don't forget that he's on Facebook, Carter Custom Luthiery. You really gotta go in there and look at his stuff. He's got some amazing work. I mean, I'm sure that you'll be posting more pictures as we build, won't you? I mean, you pretty much keep the site up to date, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not real high quality stuff. I just carry my phone in my back pocket, and as I'm working on stuff, I just like to take a couple snapshots and throw.
That's what people like more than anything. You're more down the home instead of having a studio set up taking pictures.
Yeah. You know I mean, and I don't go through and Photoshop the pics. I mean, what you see is what you get. If it's on my bench and it's a phone from my Galaxy S6, that's what you get.
Right, right. That's good.
So
that's good. That's cool, man. That's awesome. You're good, man. You don't give yourself no credit. You're good, dude.
I just love it. I like to do it.
That's awesome, man. I swear, that's awesome. I appreciate you coming up here so much. I like your shirt too, by the way.
Yeah, man. There's only 2 of these in the world, and the other one's so wore out I don't wear it anymore.
Are you going to have to get you some more made?
This one's years and years old.
Are you going to have to get you some more made? I'll buy some from you, and I'll sell some from you. I'm sure people would like to have them. But yeah, LeAnn put a link up there for your Facebook. She put it in a chat. So everybody should come in my Facebook and everything and off of here and let's go to your Facebook account and check you out.
Cool deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I know better than that, LeAnn. She said that last lick sounded like her playing. Yeah.
I don't disagree.
No, trust me. She's aggravating you. Man, it's 11 o'clock. We've had you up here since a little bit before 8. I mean, a little bit before 9. It's about 8:30 when you come in. So we've had a good interview with you. Is there anything that you want to say or anything to anybody or any words of wisdom you want to give to anybody that's wanting to learn how to do what you're doing? I mean, there's a lot of kids that's watching this that thinks about becoming a Luthiery. I mean, what do you recommend for them to do? I mean,
and it's so much different now than when I got into it. You know, like I said, we were talking about earlier, the internet has exploded everything.
Mm.
You know, you want to learn how to do something. What's the first thing you do? Google and YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, and it was around, like the internet was around when I got into it, 13 years ago.
Right.
It wasn't as big as it is now. It wasn't like everyday life when you're carrying around in your pocket. You know what I mean? And at that time, it was still laptops and desktops and stuff like that was what was common. You know what I mean? And, I went to a school and I paid a whole lot of money to learn it, and it was a great experience. Don't get me wrong. And Roberto Vinn's still here. Like, it's still around. Like, if you wanted to go check them out, it's Roberto-VENN, robertovinn.com. And they're still up and around and doing their thing. And you can kind of see what a Luthiery school looks like.
Right.
And it's not cheap. And it's a big commitment because you got to basically just stop your life for 6 months to go do that. Like, you can't work because you're full time at this school, man, unless you work like a night class. And honestly, like the course was so intense for me. I felt like if I worked at night, I would be suffering, during the day when I was trying to learn stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it was hard, you make sacrifices to do that kind of thing. But nowadays, there's so many builder channels on YouTube and online resources, and there are these things that are called books that you can actually get, and they have like real paper pages and words on them and stuff like that. You and I remember books, but kids coming up today are not big on that thing unless it has a screen on it. I don't mean that any disrespect. It's just a different generation. You know what I mean? But there's so many free resources, and even like guys like me that if I had somebody that came up to me, a kid that was interested in something, I'm not saying that I would take on an apprentice or something like that because, that takes up a lot of time. But if somebody's willing to learn a craft and they want information, I'm free with sharing stuff. If you want to know how I do stuff, I'd be glad to tell you how I do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then occasionally I have gotten questions, through email or, Facebook message or whatever, hey, how do you do this? How does that work? And, I'm fine with that. The Luthiery community has gotten really good about sharing information.
Right.
In the last 10 years or so. So there's so many resources out there. My advice would be get on YouTube, search guitar building, just watch. I learn more from watching other people do something than I do from any kind of like reading or anything like that. So to see it, not necessarily in person, but to see it on a video screen, to actually see what's going on, how the tools are being used, how the parts fit together, man, that's invaluable. And that was stuff you couldn't get 10 years ago.
Right.
Unless you went to like what I did, to a Luthiery school. And that's still a valid option. If you got the time, if you got the money and you're willing to invest in that, it's a great option. And you don't come out of there being a master guitar builder. I still don't consider myself a master guitar builder. I'm just a guitar builder. You know what I mean? And a lot of people put this title on themselves. I'm, master luthier. I try to even stay away from that just because I don't feel like I'll ever be a master at anything until, I'm dead and gone. You can call me whatever. Right. But I mean, that was a long answer for a really short question. I guess my best advice, like I said, is just research it, watch people do it. Ask questions, man. You'd be surprised how many builders out there would just love to just talk to people.
Really?
Yeah, just say, hey, man, a lot of them that are really successful don't have the time for you to come into their shop and to take up their shop time and to, to do that kind of thing because their time is money. If you're full time at it and somebody's slowing you down, that's hurting your your livelihood. Right. And also, if you're going to come into somebody else's shop and they're going to take the time to teach you something, that's worth something.
Right.
Their time is worth something.
Right.
But YouTube videos, that's easy. If they took the time to make the content for you, go find it, go look at it. go watch it. Man, that would be my advice. Just start watching videos and start researching it and get into it. And then when you feel comfortable, get some cheap tools or some cheap wood or whatever and just do it. You're not ever going to learn anything until you try it.
Right.
You know, that's the best way to get it is just, even if you screw it up.
Right.
And, you know, like this guitar here, I don't care. I'll point out something here. I know I probably should if we can find it. I repaired the side on this when I was building it because I screwed it up. I broke a big hunk off of it. And oh, it's here. Trying to remember which side it was on. There it is. And you have to really look, but you see that right there? Those dark lines and the indentation right there?
Yeah.
And the lacquer has sunk over the years and really made that apparent. It was buffed out clear when I did it, but this back all the way up to here was cracked and broke off because when I routed the sides, the bit wobbled and it blew it out.
Ah.
And I had to repair it. So what, man? Fix it.
Yeah.
Go on. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You're not the first one to ever break something.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not going to be the last.
Yeah, exactly. You know, people make mistakes. That's the biggest thing to get over is that you're going to mess up. You're going to screw up. And learn from it.
Yeah.
That's my best advice is to just get out there and do it.
Yeah.
Watch somebody else do it. Figure out, get a plan, and go for it. Make some sawdust.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, really. Because a lot of kids need to know that.
Beard
game. Beard game. Oh, my God. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming up here, man.
It was a
I
blast.
appreciate you spending time with me. I'll be getting in touch with you again to arrange another longer interview. I'd like to have a longer interview with you, be more prepared. We'll promote you more. We'll have you on. We'll have more people in here in the chat and everything else, and have more people coming in and everything. But, man, I really appreciate you coming on. And give the name of your Facebook page again.
It's facebook.com/Carter Custom Luthiery. All together, no spaces. And Luthiery is LUTHIERY.
And then you got coming out again sometime. You're going to try to get your website up going again.
Yeah, that's coming soon whenever I can get that built and actually presentable to where I feel like it's worthy of turning back on.
Okay. And
I don't want to just half do it, but it will be CarterCustomGuitars.com.
Okay.
And that's plural, guitars with an S.
Okay.
But that's coming soon, hopefully the next few months or so.
Okay. Well, CarterCustomGuitars.com. If y'all want to get in touch with him beforehand to build you a custom guitar, let me know and I can get in touch with him, and then I'll give him your contact information and he can contact you. Excuse me, but you really ought to look into the big CC he's got, the electric he's got over there. We gotta come up with a name for it, but it's a very beautiful guitar, along with the acoustic guitar right here. But you know how I am about electric guitars. I love electric guitars. But we appreciate y'all tuning in tonight and watching and everything. And man, I appreciate you coming up here. It made the show good. We'll get a lot of replays out of this. It was good. It was very good having you come up here, man.
It was an honor to be here, and everybody that showed up in the chat, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and just taking the time to listen to me. I mean, my opinions don't mean much, and I'm just a nobody, but I'm just happy to be here and hang out. It was a good time.
Well, when Jamie come up, we reached with one of his posts just alone, we reached 1,131 people. So if out of that 1,131 people, 2 people decide to pick up and order a guitar from you, we've kind of done our job here. You know what I'm saying? So you never know what might happen. I wish the best of luck to you, man. I cannot wait to see you again. I really am looking forward to it. I want you to come in here and play.
Like I said, I mean, we're full service. I say we, it's just me, but I work on a lot of guitars. It doesn't have to be a custom one. If you got one that needs some work, I do that too.
Okay. and they can put them in their case, send them to you. You'll send them back to you. And,
yeah, we can do that, or I mean, locally, I've been doing the drop off pickup type stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're somewhere else, and I'm sure there's a local luthier. I hate to put off business, but I mean, I'm sure there's somebody around you guys that does good work, so you don't have to ship your guitar.
Right.
But if you're around, this area in Tennessee, I'd love to work on a guitar.
Good deal. Aaron, appreciate you, man. You the man, buddy.
I appreciate you,
buddy. Everybody, we had Aaron on tonight. It was great. Actually, I couldn't ask for a better show. We'll be coming on back later. It'll be a little while. It'll be, I don't know, a little bit. It'll probably be about an hour or so, or not, maybe not in that long. I don't know. But we'll let y'all know what's happening. And we love you guys. Thank you. God bless. We love every one of you. Thanks for tuning in.